All right, welcome back to the IMNerd channel, and it is the first live stream of 2026. We are back. We are so fucking back, chat. How have y'all been? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all the duelists out there, all the players of the world. I am so fucking happy to be back here. This has been a lot of time, I feel like, because I've been very busy with holiday stuff. But we are back. We're back to the content grind. We're back to the Yu-Gi-Oh grind. We're back to everything. So I'm happy to see you guys. I hope you're happy to see me. And we have a tournament going on. I'm very excited for this. We have 21 players tonight, by the way. Let me actually see if I can pull up the bracket. So yeah, here is the bracket. How's my music? Is my music too loud? My music is fine, right? You guys will let me know if the music is too loud. Anywho, but yeah, 21 players. Who are the players? AJT, Tim Ponce, Fonte, Cody, Rodnack, Joshua Johnson, Dom, Mr. Z, Topher, Patrick Starr, Wheezy F. A True Heroes playing tonight. Didn't know that. Mosca, Poppy Churro, Spore, Bryant Vargas, Junoichi, JX89, and Shutter Zero. Quite the list of duelists tonight. Also, there is an event in like 2 weeks that I will be attending, LDS Raleigh. So you'll see me there. If you're going, I know that event has capped at 256 players, I believe. So yeah, I will be at LDS Raleigh in 2 weeks. First stream of 2026. Also, I just put a video up for members only. Me and Oscar Zelaya, during the holidays, we got together and recorded a 2-hour video that I edited down to like an hour and 30 minutes. And that video just got posted on the channel for members first. So check that out when you get a chance if you are a member. But yeah, that was really fun. Me and Oscar talked. We just, honestly, the first like 30-40 minutes of the video is me and him just talking about Edison and just about Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that. It's actually a really good conversation. If you ever want to hear two YCS champions and Ultimate Time Wizard champions having a conversation about Yu-Gi-Oh, the first 30 minutes of that is exactly that. It's just us sharing our thoughts and kind of like brainstorming and stuff like that. And then we hop on ladder, and you know, ladder is always unhinged, so there's that too. There's like an hour of ladder. But I personally enjoyed the conversation aspect of it more because honestly, I've been really liking just talking to the other good players, like how I have Pro Storm on the channel and we just have conversations and stuff, and you guys just kind of listen to it. I really enjoy that style. So yeah. Also, don't forget the Jank series. I will be making an official like video / announcement for that as well. I'm having it looked over by a couple more people, and then I'm going to officially like soft launch it. Probably launch it with like first, you know, I have a server, so the IMNerd podcast Discord server, and the tournaments will obviously happen in that server, but we'll do like a soft launch with like a local type tournament, and then I'll do a big tournament that is going to have at the bare minimum a $500 cash prize for the Jank series, so that way like it's, you know, it's a real thing. Like I've worked on this ban list for the Jank series to make actual Jank a thing for basically an alternate format, a custom format for Edison. So that should be really fun. Okay, anyway, let me read some of the chat because I've been ranting for like the last, I don't even know how long, and I haven't read any of the chat really. So what's up TJ? What's up Ill Blood? Patrick Starr? What's up Matt? Saying a lot. Chicken parm and seaweed salad. What the hell? Pizza and Fraser, long time no see. Yes, indeed. I'll be vending that event at my friend's booth. The LGS is going to be a fun time. My favorite day of the week was Sup Cave. Can anyone point me to where do I find the schedules for the big 2026 online events? Ordering my food. Now, what are you ordering, Cave? I'll throw another 50 in the Jank. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Cave is going to throw another $50 in the Jank for the Jank series. So already our prize pool is up to 550, which is fucking amazing. Like IMNerd is putting in 500. Steven is putting in 50. So wait, I gotta see you. I owe you a B-Day dinner. Still come to New York soon. And listen, I can come to New York. Absolutely. I probably in like early February, because January I have the LDS in 2 weeks. And then I feel like I have something else going on. Or maybe it's just like a dentist appointment or something. I don't know. I feel like January's already a lot going on, but maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But either end of January or beginning of February, I can definitely do a New York day out type thing. I love spending a day in New York. It's one of my favorite places. Happy New Year's, Alex. Happy New Year's, everyone. Hopefully everyone had a good start to the year. So far things have been pretty fine, pretty calm, like nothing too crazy. So yeah, Happy New Year. I'm wishing prosperity on everyone. That's my goal always, and I'm going to make it a thing that I want for everybody else. So prosperity to you all. Now, oh, okay, Ronak won that. I was about to say, Ronak, like, he was in control of that duel completely. Like, I kind of stopped paying attention when he had 5 monsters on the field and he's playing frogs. I was like, whenever frogs have 5 monsters on the field, I can tell you right now, like, something went very wrong in terms of the direction of the game. Frogs is just a deck that should not be allowed to have 5 guys. Fucking burgers and fries. 5 guys, burgers and fries. Cam Neal, what's up, my guy? Cam, what's up? Yeah, Enraged. Where is Enraged at? Is he here? Is Enraged even here? I don't see his name, and I'm not tripping. Oh, do I have this? I have this on top chat right now. Hold on, I gotta switch this to live chat. Oh, there he is. Yo, top chat literally did not show your greetings everyone message to me, Enraged. Like, you're just not there. I'm actually gonna switch back to top chat for a second to see if I'm crazy. Okay, now it's showing it. A second ago, it just was not, like, live chat was not showing that shit, or top chat wasn't. He's a calm pigeon now. A calm pigeon. He's a treeborn frog, actually. How long do you have to be a member to become a treeborn frog? Is it a year? If anyone knows this, the answer to this question is it's probably me, right? I'm the one who set those parameters. Let me check how long you have to be. Let me see. I don't even know how to, I gotta remember how to do this. So this is like the first stream of the year. This is also, like, I haven't been doing content because I wanted to just enjoy the holidays and just take a break for a second, because you guys know I grind hard as fuck for this. So I took a genuine break and have not, like, done any content stuff for a while, which, and by a while I mean like a week. So I kind of forgot how to use, I forgot how to use YouTube. Which is, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck do I see, how does this work? Oh, here we go. Badges and emojis. Here we go. Okay. So new members are tadpoles. After 1 month, you become a desk frog. After 2 months, you become a swap frog. After 6 months, you become a dupe frog. And after 1 year, you become a treeborn frog. After 2 years, which no one has achieved yet, you become a substitute. So I've yet to see a substitute, but Enraged and a couple other people are treeborn, I believe. So, yeah. Yeah. Bigger. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So, I'm excited. I'm going to get to compete in another tournament. The last time I competed in a live tournament, an in real life tournament, was RBET Chicago in September. And we are now almost 4 months away from that. So that's the last tournament I played in. So yeah, I will be competing in 2 weeks, which honestly, I need to like prep for that. I gotta at least try, right, chat? I should at least try. I also got a notification from YouTube that I got a badge from YouTube for being in the top percentage of boosters for your channel. I don't know how it works though. Interesting. Treeborn adjacent, had to become a member for Big Man. I do not have a bucket list for New York. New York is just a place that I feel like it's great to freestyle. Like you can go with a plan, mainly food plans. I love food plans because sometimes you have to book reservations and shit ahead of time when it comes to New York, just because of how crowded that place is. But yeah. I was the second member. Campa beat me by 1 day. Yeah, Campa was on that shit. Like when I announced that members was a thing on the channel, Campa was like, absolutely. Shout out to Phil. I haven't seen Phil in a while. I hope he's okay. Also, randomly, because me and Campa used to do the Market Watch videos. We haven't done one of those in like, I feel like it's been almost a year. And I was in a group chat with Silverman and a couple other people who are like Philadelphia local natives or whatever, and they were talking about, like, I peeked in there because I have the chat muted. So I peeked in there and there was like a lot of messages and they were basically talking about how bad the Yu-Gi-Oh market is right now. And I wonder if you guys know anything about that. I don't deal with the secondary market for Yu-Gi-Oh at all. Like, I do not indulge in that shit at all. I do not care in terms of, like, I'm not a buyer and seller of cards. So it doesn't really, like, it's not really my life. But I know a lot of people are into the secondary market and all that stuff. And like, they know the price of cards. I think they were talking about modern Yu-Gi-Oh specifically, not retro per se. But they were basically saying that, like, Konami has completely destroyed the secondary market for modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, everything is worth dirt. And then something about Ultimate Rares also were like $20 now or something from OTS packs. Like, they're just also not expensive. So he's good. Busy as usual. I talk to him literally every day. You're the only channel I pay to be a member. To any other channel I'm a member of, I'm only a member because got gifted, right? Have your thoughts changed about Quick Draw, Synchron, and Draw Warrior? No. Why would my thoughts change about Quick Draw, Synchron, and Draw Warrior? What would make my thoughts change about those cards? Because I think those cards are bad, right? So, like, what would change from December 31st, 2025 to January 1st, 2026? Like, what happened that would make me think better of those cards? Because I promise you, yeah, a stroke, exactly. Like, it would, knock on wood, it would take a fucking disaster. It would take an actual disaster for me to feel like those cards are playable. I'm sorry, there's two, like, I don't even want to get on this rant because y'all know how I get about those cards. Like, I can just fucking rant for hours about Quick Draw and Draw Warrior. I've said it so many times. I feel like this is a closed format. Like, there's only so many times I can say something before it's like, okay, we're beating a dead horse. Like, I can't wait for the Jank series because then I get to critique like a completely different, unexplored version of Edison or Yugioh, right? Like, I don't know what the best deck is in the Jank format. I don't know what some of the interactions that I'm going to see if somebody plays Cloudians or Crystal Beast or some shit like that. Like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what all the cards do. And that's going to be half the fun. I am trying to send a message real quick. Okay, there we go. I'm asking because I still see it do well among high-rated DB players. Yes, so Dueling Book is not a good indicator of if a deck is actually good. I just want to be clear about that. I do not think that deck does well on Dueling Book equals deck is good. I think that if I wanted to take basically any deck on DB Ladder, I could actually get really fucking high with basically any deck, especially when we're talking about like a tier 1.5 or tier 2 deck. Like, you can get pretty far with those decks, but it doesn't really surprise me. What is really, in my opinion, carrying decks like Quick Draw and Draw Warrior and stuff like that usually is their secondary engine, and a lot of their secondary engine is just Machina, and Machina is a really good engine in Edison because it has a good Vayu interaction. Like, Machina is just good against Vayu, period, full stop. That is just how that works. So if your deck is playing Machina, you have a good matchup against literally one of the best and most played decks in the entire format. And the other part of your deck, which is the bullshit Quick Draw part of it, is like secondary, maybe even tertiary, and doesn't punish you as much because your deck is not just focused on doing that one thing, which is like Quick Draw, Draw Warrior shenanigans. Those decks fall apart really bad to Oppression. They fall apart to DDV. They fall apart to Fossil Dyna, Vanity's Fiend, like, you name it. A fucking Raigeki Break. Once I found out that Draw Warrior dies to Raigeki Break, like, if they activate Draw Warrior's effect to vanish and you chain Raigeki Break, the Draw Warrior dies from Raigeki Break, and then also they still have to discard a card. That is cringe. That is so cringe. I used to be under the belief when I first came into Edison in 2022 that if you Raigeki Break Draw Warrior on activation that they don't have to discard, but that's just not true. So, like, that just made the card worse, and I already thought it was bad. Do you have any thoughts or advice on playing a double summon or shallow grave tech in Gladiator? So it's funny you say that, Saiyan, because I actually made a Gladiator list years ago, like literally in 2022 or 2023, that it was Prisma Glads, and it was playing just one copy of the shallow grave, because I always thought the shallow grave just made sense to me because you can summon Prisma, send Bestiary to the graveyard, play Shallow Grave, set Bestiary from the graveyard, and your opponent gets to set some bullshit, hopefully Raikou, and then you can just contact and pop it anyway, and then you get, you know, massive advantage. I didn't really get to test it much. Like, I played it on DB, and I don't remember it being like, first of all, I don't remember how much I drew it because it's DB, right? And I probably just got so bored of playing GBs at the time that I just didn't really care to like explore it any further, because this is at the time when I was moving through decks like really quickly. So, but I do have a Shallow Grave list like in one of these mini accounts that I have. Oh, yeah. DB is mostly just a grind. Yeah, DB is a grind. DB is also like, bro, when we record videos, right, you guys see, like, okay, so every time I play on DB, it gets recorded. I don't play on DB for fun. I don't have a fake ladder account that's like an alt. If you see me on DB, I'm recording. You are going on YouTube. If you catch me on DB, you're going on a video. I don't play DB for fun because it's not fun to me. And you guys can tell it's not fun for me because if you watch the videos, I end up running into the most unhinged fucking human beings, if I can even call them that, on the internet. Like, seriously, the creatures of DB, I don't know how you get an account the top 10. What do you do to get an account the top 10? Because you have to get through the fucking swamp of players that are just, they don't know how the game works. They just don't have good communication skills. They're assholes. They're sore losers. It's just like so much. And for someone who is as grown as I am, I don't have the patience for it. So like, I will pass. Like, I will simply fucking pass. I do like it for content because it's funny. Like, it's funny and I'll lean into it. But if I had to do it competitively, like if I had to be like, I really want to grind the top 10 ladder, you know what I mean? Like if I really was like, I want to do well and become one of those ladder people, I don't know how they do it. Like, I genuinely don't know how they do it. Like, honestly, bravo to them for fucking fighting through all of that. Couldn't be me. But yeah. Also, let me check when I started this tournament so that I can actually set the timer, because I just realized I didn't do that. So we'll just see what time I started it, and then we'll go from there. I started it at 7:33. Okay, it's 7:54, so it has been, oh, 7:55. Okay, so it's been 22 minutes. Okay. I'm reading the chat. I got a 10+1 streak with double summon until I ran into some top players on the ladder. I think there's a place for it, but you have to know how to side, which I don't. So double summon GBs. Yeah, I mean, it can work. If you're playing Prisma, like at least double Prisma, you might have to even play 3. But because I feel like the only way I really see double summon being really good is if you always are going summon any random GB, summon Prisma, send Bestiary. That is like, if you're going to do that strategy, I feel like Prisma is such a big part of it to really make it work. Otherwise, like, you're summoning 2 guys, and I could imagine situations where you double summon and neither one of your guys can beat the opposing monster, and then it's just bad. Like, really fucking bad. So, yeah, it seems like a Prisma turbo type thing. People on DB genuinely just be saying shit. Like, they'll question the legality of the most basic plays imaginable trying to rule shark. Yes, it's happened to me a lot. One of the things that I come across a lot on DB is every time I use Swap Frog to send Dupe Frog and then use Dupe Frog's effect to get a guy back from the graveyard, they think I invented fire. Like, it is literally one of the most confusing things to DB people is like Swap Frog can send things on the field to the grave. Dupe Frog has an effect when it's sent from field to grave. Like, this is very basic if you just read these cards. Like, it's not, I'm not doing anything suspicious. I'm not doing anything crazy. It is literally just like, read these cards. Okay, I see what's happening. But they just get like fucking brain rot immediately. Also, extra normal summon like fucks people up a lot. It's just annoying. It's especially because I like playing frogs. I feel like frogs is not ladder friendly. Unless you're playing like the most basic fucking frog deck, and but then I'm bored out of my mind, right? So I don't know. I'm gonna make a DB account name actually Fraser's. After you reach top 100 or so, it's pretty rare I face someone wilding out. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could say that is true, but when I did the video with Swifty, who had a top 10 ladder account at the time, we played against 4 different people, and honestly, none of them were playing standard decks. Weirdly enough, we played against Tim Ponce in that video. I think he was our last opponent, but the 3 people before Tim were like, I think there was a D-Fisher. We ran into D-Fisher, we ran into 6 Samurais, and we ran into like Reptilian or some random shit. And then we ran into Tim, who was playing like fucking Monster Mash, Frog Monster Mash. And I was like, yo, mind you, this is somebody who had a top 10 account. Like, you can go back to the video and verify. He had a top 10 account, and we ran into 4 straight up non-standard nonsense decks. And only one of the players was real, and that was Tim, who's actually in the chat right now. So like, what happened here? Oh, True Hero 1. Okay, I did see. Okay. Anyway, moving right along. Is that Big James? Yeah, not them not letting me see Big James' duel. Okay, wait. So remember what I said about Quick Draw and how like it really is just a Machina deck? Well, this is him now. Also, he forgot Drill Warrior, which, if that's true, if he forgot Drill Warrior, like, actually, that's fucking insane. Because at that point, you've given up everything to summon that thing, and you didn't even get it back on the standby phase. What are we doing? Like, what are we actually doing? Is this tournament? Oh, it is this tournament. Oh, shit. I remember grinding to 1K on DB and hated my life. Never played past 600. You know, I said this in the video as well in the last couple months. Like, I would be okay with actually grinding an account to really high on DB if it kept some of the prestige when the ladder resets. I don't like that the ladder resets and everybody goes back to fucking 0. Like, that makes sense for modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess. I don't even know if that's true, but like, I don't really care about modern, so I can just say that. When it comes to Edison, we don't have ban lists. We don't have like card change. We don't have like our format stays the same. Why are we resetting our ladder completely, like to 0 every single time? I just feel like that's nonsense. I feel like there should be a system in place. Sure, you can erode the EV or whatever. Like, if you don't play, like you get to number 1 and you just stop playing, then your shit just starts going down naturally over time. And then obviously wins and losses affected, of course. But like, going to 0 seems wild to me. If it didn't go to 0 and you had to start back with the slobbering kids again, like, I would be all for it. But I just cannot deal with that slobbering shit. Just play offering, don't be a bitch. Same, even against high-rated players, yeah. Basically 4th test tiger, but you need another monster. Also comes up versus 1 back row bottomless. Are we talking about, is that in reference to double summon? 4th test tiger? Or are we talking about shallow grave? Why is Machina so effective versus Vayu? Learning the format and wondering what makes the matchup so dominant. So I want to be clear. Dominant is a strong word. I would not use the word dominant in this situation. I think that is a bit aggressive. The reason why Machina is good into Vayu though is layered. So first off, its stats. Stats for the Machina monsters is a big deal. Machina gear frame is 1800 attack, which weirdly, Vayu does not have the easiest time dealing with that. If you think about their deck, the only monsters that blatantly can just like raw attack over it is like Sirocco, Kaya, shit like that. Now obviously they have Raikou and Hamster to kind of just wall up, but some of their hands are like Armageddon Knights and Greffer, and those hands are really weird into like an 1800 guy. Like you have to do more than just summon an attack to beat over an 1800 guy, right? Fortress is 2500, and this is where the stats really matter. So the gear frame stats or whatever, the Fortress stats are really problematic. Fortress beats over Armwing naturally. The most summoned monster in Vayu Turbo is Armwing. So like you beat over their guy, their main guy that they summon in every single game if they get to play. You beat over their guy by just summoning your basic ass guy. So your guy beats their guy. When they upgrade their guy to an Armor Master, you still beat their guy and you get the pop a card. So like you get to crash into their Armor Master if they upgrade their Armwing into an Armor Master eventually, which is how the deck progresses, right? It goes Armwing first, then it goes Armor Master second, and then it goes Silverwind eventually. And Fortress deals with both of the first two in a really, really favorable way for Machina. Also, Fortress happens to be decent against Raikou, right? Because if I attack your face down Raikou and you choose to pop my Fortress, which you kind of have to, unless you have a trap, in which case I don't know why the trap would not have been used already. But if you choose to pop my Fortress with your Raikou, I will see your hand and I will take the best card out of your hand. So, and no one likes having their hand looked at, right? We've been dealing with Spiritual Water Art and DDV for the last year and a half. So yeah, that is like part of the reason why it just has a naturally good matchup into Vayu, is because Fortress and Gear Frame are both really good stats against Vayu's basic game plan. The problem with Machina decks though is that they don't have the bombs that fucking Vayu has. So Vayu is the way better deck, and I want that to be very clear. I don't give a fuck what Machina deck you were playing, it is not better than Vayu. Like, it's just not. Like, we cannot cap. Like, I don't think that if you take a Machina deck, you're going to beat every Vayu player, because Vayu, unlike Machina, doesn't have a real hardcore side deck against it. Machina does. Machina loses really badly to Cyber Dragon, randomly System Down can cook you, and also just Oppression is weirdly good against Machina decks. So there's like a lot going on in there, and Vayu, a good Vayu player will just prevail over Machina more times than not. But I do think that like Machina can give that deck a run for its money, and if you're really good, like as just a player, you can beat it. Your chat is scrolled up, by the way? Huh? Kai's banished Armwing also hurts the engine. Yeah, if the Machina deck is playing the Kai's engine, like a Hamster Raikou, like Machina Control, right? That's a Hamster Raikou Kai's deck. Yeah, that definitely hurts Vayu as well. And Pot Avarice is just like good. It's just like a grindy card. If Vayu doesn't kill you, they can get grinded out by Machina variants pretty well. Even the Machina Hero deck, I think, can be pretty good in the Vayu because of Miracle Fusion and Fortress. It's all the same shit. But then after game one, Pulling the Rug becomes really good against that deck, right? Because it's a Stratos and triple Gear Frame deck. So Pulling the Rug actually hits a good amount of it, like all the starters. And then Oppression. Just, again, Oppression is really good against Fortress. It's really good against Miracle Fusion, obviously. And the Cyber Dragon problem, because Cyber Dragon is like, so Cyber Dragon's insane because Vayu is a deck that can already kill you kind of easy. So like, summon Cyber Dragon. I have not used my normal summon. I'm going to now remove all of your monsters from the field, and then I'm going to use my normal summon, and then I'm going to start special summoning from the graveyard, and you see where this can become really problematic. Take my Raza. What's up, Rich? This is not Hero Beat. This is actually Remove Brainwashing. My boy Daroa, aka Mr. Z, who we did have on the channel, and he played his remove brainwashing deck. It actually is quite good. It's janky, but it's also like, if you don't know what's going on, you can easily lose to that. As we are seeing right now, they're in game fucking 3, right? Never forgiving Konami for printing Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Yo, Yu-Gi-Oh would be so different if Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon never existed. Like, I don't even know. I feel like we would have flying cars if Fortress didn't exist. Oh, well, Tim, I'm always reading. I scroll up on purpose to read old chat messages, like depending on if I'm interested in them. Like, some of the messages I just obviously don't read, but at least not out loud. I'm not sure you can finish chain when skill drain is active. So I remember there's a weird interaction where somebody can affect a monster, and then it can't be fiendish chained. Like, for example, I can summon Rescue Rabbit, and then you go activate fiendish chain, and then I can go activate affect Veiler or some shit, and then like, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe if it's fiendish chain, it can't be Veilered, I think. I forget how it goes because this is 2012 Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm thinking about, and not 2010 Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is what we're playing. But I do know there was some weird interaction between Fiendish Chain, like Rescue Rabbit, and Veiler. Why is Vayu not main decking 1 to 2 oppression more often? Well, the answer to that question is very simple. The most played deck in the format is actually Birds, by literally 50% of the tournament is going to be Black Wings and Vayu. And Oppression happens to not be great in the mirror match, so they don't main deck it. They play it for the decks that they actually need it against, because you play more games with your side deck than you do without it. So it just makes sense to not main deck a card that is only going to be good against 50% of the field, and the other 50% is literally like, you're hoping that it does something, but realistically you're going to be getting beat the fuck down, and you're going to be staring at that like, I wish this was any other trap. Also, for what it's worth, the win rate of Vayu and Blackwings has gone up tremendously since they have taken oppression from the main deck to the side deck. That is just a fact. If you look at the last 3 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! From 2022 to 2025, you can see like the trend. Who won this? Okay, Daroa admitted defeat. That was an interesting duel. Is anyone else playing this round? Okay, AJT. Yep. I don't know what are names. What even are names? You know what I mean? Like, what even is a name? Who is? I don't know who those people are. Who was it again? It's AJ's playing, and oh, okay, literally just AJ. Let me check if they actually are done. Okay, so Mosca needs to report. So all right, in the meantime, I am going to, oh, did they get rid of speed duel and shit yet? Nope. They need, okay, they need to get rid of this. I'm just gonna be that guy. That shit needs to go away. Round 2 is now up. Okay, so let's see who is 1-0. A True Hero, Spore, Fonte. Okay, let's see who is playing though. Like, do we have any matches that are like, I need to see that, chat? Like, who out of these rounds, like right here, right? Who do you guys want to see, chat? Like, who do you guys want to watch? Thank you, Justice. If it's under Fiendish Chain or Skill Drain, you can't use Veiler. It's not the other way around. Fiendish Chain, super popular in Fire Water, and you can absolutely use Chain under Skill Drain. GB's win rate has gone up, also with Oppression moving to the side and Books leaving mains. Correct, that is very true. But until GBs become popular, it still doesn't really make sense to gear your deck towards GBs. This is one of the things where we have to be real for a second. Like, you do need to metagame correctly when you're going into a tournament environment, and you can metagame correctly by just looking at the trend of like, what is the percentage of decks in a tournament that you often see. If suddenly we stop seeing as many birds and we start seeing other decks, then sure, you can start making metagame decisions based on that. But as it stands currently, the most played deck is still Black Wings and Vayu, and they take up 50% of the tournament entrance. And if that is going to be the case, your deck should be geared towards that, like keeping that in mind. That is just the facts of the matter. Like I for example, I am terrified of playing Gigavice in a tournament, like playing against it, I mean. But I am not going to do anything to make my deck better against Gigavice. I promise. I'm just not doing that. There's just no reason to do that. If I get unlucky and I run into the fucking one of the 2 Gigavice players in the room, so be it. Now, granted, I'm not necessarily doing this for the comparison of GB's popularity to Gigavice, because GB's is more popular than Gigavice. It's also easier to digest that deck. But my point is, if a deck isn't as popular, then there's no reason that you should be metagaming for it. Like, I don't fucking... People ask me about, like, how do you feel about Hero Frogs versus Christie Sworn? And I'm like, Hero Frogs loses to Christie Sworn, but who the fuck is playing Christie Sworn? No one. So, like, I don't have to worry about it. If it happens, I just got unlucky. And that's just a thing that I accept. Because everybody has a bad matchup. Everyone has some, like, niche, terrible fucking matchup that, like, I don't want to play this, but I might run into it. For example, at YCS Anaheim 2024, me and Sizzle, we both scrubbed out of that event eventually. Round 1, he played against Amaryllis. He's playing Vayu, of course. And I talked to him after round 1, and he was like, oh, I played Amaryllis. And he was like, it was rough, but I ended up winning. I got lucky or whatever. And I was like, oh, nice. You beat your bad matchup, which is like really good, because that could be an easy round 1 loss. Round 2, I go up to Sizzle, and he's like, I lost round 2. And I was like, what'd you play against? And he was like, I played against Amaryllis again. And I was like, that is rough, because there can't be that many Amaryllis people in this room. Like, he probably, no joke, played against both people playing Amaryllis in the entire tournament. And that's just like a bad beat. Like, that can just happen. Should he prepare for Amaryllis though? Fuck no. Like, you should not make your deck to beat Amaryllis any more than it already does or doesn't, because no one's playing that deck. That's just the reality of it. And if you run into it, hopefully you just sack it out. Draw Oppression, draw Dark Arm, return, whatever, you know, all the things. Trying to fix a problem that doesn't exist, basically creating your own boogeyman. Exactly, Enraged. That's a really good way to put it. I have not tried Riftbound. I don't have the bandwidth, Teddy, to play other card games. And I'm gonna be honest, I also don't have the interest. Like, I just genuinely I'm not interested. Oh, fuck. We never even put on another match. I just realized that. Chat, did you guys vote? No? No one said who they want to see? You guys just like... Alright, we're watching this. This looks nice and boring. Alright, this dupe is Toxic. Kaiba Corp CFO. I feel like... Oh, you're a tadpole, so you're new. You're new. Well, shout out to you, Kaiba Corp. I like the name. The CFO. Chief Financial Officer out here. Play modern. No, that is Cam. That is absolutely not happening. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh literally is like, I don't even want to go on another rant, but like, no, that's the equivalent of asking me to play a different card game. If a deck can beat birds or frogs, do you see that as a measuring stick of how good the deck could be in the Edison meta? Yes. If your deck can beat, but here's the thing, and this is why Edison has a big three. The big three win almost every tournament. This is a fact. This is not an opinion. This is a fact. Like, I would say over 90% of tournaments are won by frogs or black wings or Vayu, like just straight up. Maybe it's like high 80s, but it's no lower than high 80s. If you just look at any year from the past 2 to 3 years, it has been consistently those decks winning, right? So to say like, if a deck beats those decks, do I consider it to be competitively viable? Yes. If it has a decent matchup, even if it has a decent matchup into like 2 out of the 3, or if it has a really good matchup against just Vayu, that could be really good if you, because like you're going to play against Vayu in a tournament. You just are. I play against Vayu in every fucking tournament, and I love it because it's just like a thing that you just have to be good at, and you have to be aware that it's going to happen. I don't think I've ever played in a tournament in the last 2 years where I didn't go against Vayu at some point. But if a deck is good against Vayu, Black Wings, or Frogs, or a combination of those decks, then it is competitively viable. How competitively viable? Who knows, right? But like, yes, it is a competitively viable deck. The problem is, the big three are just so consistent compared to like the other decks, and that's why they win a lot, because their consistency is really, really high. Not to mention the representation. With Trapstun becoming more common, so I don't, and this is going back to what I was saying earlier, like I don't know if Trapstun is becoming more common. I think Trapstun is a GB card mainly, and if you play against GBs, you're playing against Trapstun. If you're playing against the other 3 decks in the format that are extremely popular, like way more popular honestly, which is Hero Frogs, Black Wings, Vayu. If you're playing against them, you're not playing against Trapstun. So to make your deck blatantly worse against those 3 decks in order to play around Trapstun seems incorrect to me. It doesn't really make much sense to me to do that. Like, I'm being perfectly honest. I think you can just side deck for the decks that like you're really afraid of. But once you start to change your main deck to beat a deck that takes up less than 10% of total entrants, it's like, I don't know what we're doing. You get paired up against Dan Rose all the time. Yeah, I mean, you're playing in an environment where there's like a few people, and then you have a guy who plays just one deck. So you're going to play a lot. Like if there was a guy who played Macrocosmos at my local, I'm going to play against Macrocosmos almost every week, right? Because it's a really small population. Justice says, if you hate it going against 1 or 2 of the top 3 decks in a format, it's probably not the format for you. Pick something else to do. There are other formats besides Go and Edison. Absolutely. I agree with that. If you don't like the style of gameplay that Edison or GOAT or any of the retro formats have to offer, or if you don't like the way Modern works, there's other formats to play, thankfully. No, I'm not playing Carl at the LDS. Question, what happened to What If you were doing? That's coming back. Do not worry. The only thing that happened is the holidays. Like literally, like I actually have a life. So Christmas and New Year's and stuff like that. I actually wanted to spend some of that time, you know, with family and friends. But yeah, all of that stuff is back. I think the only time that kind of change is warranted to your main deck is if it's an unwinnable matchup, but at that point your deck may just be a bad meta call for that event. Unwinnable matchup is kind of crazy because I don't really know if Edison has those. Like, I'm not talking about fucking tier 4 decks that don't really win, period. Like, I don't know if any of the tier 1.5 decks have an unwinnable matchup, and obviously the big three don't have unwinnable matchups either. Like, even the worst matchup for all of them. Like, Gigavice into Vayu Turbo is not some like, oh, I can't win against Gigavice with Vayu, or I can't win with Black Wings against Lightsworn, or whatever Black Wings bad, like Hero Beat. Or Frogs into GBs, or Frogs into Christius Warren. It's like, it's not unwinnable. You binge watch all of Rush Hour? Only deck I find annoying is Frog game 1. After game 1, Frogs is fine, to be honest. Yeah, Frogs is one of the strongest, if not the strongest game 1 deck in the format. There are so many sacky cards in Edison that you can top deck and steal games. Yeah, like Edison is sacky as fuck. Edison is also very inconsistent. So, which is... what is that? Oh, I guess that's just the background, never mind. As I was saying, though, Edison is just inconsistent in general because a lot of the decks just don't have a bunch of searchers. Like, there's not a bunch of rotas. The Rush Hour podcast is on the channel. There's a playlist for it. Like, a lot of the videos, like we do Teach Me How to Cook, Master Disaster, Rush Hour, all of that shit is in playlists on the channel. So you can find it all in one place. Beast Mode saying every matchup is a hard matchup for zombies was a moment of all time. I agree too. Like, I think genuinely zombies, I don't know what zombies beats. Like, what does it actually beat? Like, whatever it beats, I feel like isn't in the format anymore. Like, if it beats Quick Draw or something like that, or if it beats Hero Beat, like, okay, so you beat decks that aren't well represented. Like, it doesn't beat birds. Like, I just don't think zombies beats birds. Mainly Black Wings. I feel like Black Wings just fucking destroy zombies. Every time I've ever played with Black Wings and I play against zombies, I feel like this is my buy. You need 2 cards to do everything in zombies, and Black Wings punishes decks that need 2 cards to play. It's just like a perfect scenario to have for Black Wings. Like, oh, you can't do anything without 2 cards, and I always have ways to deal with things that need 2 cards to play. Zombies also loses heart to Royal Oppression. Yeah, it also loses the deck Devastation virus. It loses to Caius. It loses to Frogs. It cannot beat Frogs on any level. Like, it just, I don't know what the good matchup is for zombies. Yeah, zombies beats Vayu if they don't have DDV. They have to not have DDV. They have to not have oppression. I feel like they have to not have bottomless trap hole. Like, I don't know. I don't really think zombies is like, I don't think zombies has a good matchup into the big 3 is the problem. Like, I don't think it has a good matchup into any part of the big 3. And that is just not good. Sizzle will be on the channel next Monday for like 2 hours. There's like a 2-hour video, so you will get, if you're looking for some Sizzle fix or some sack phase fix, he will be on the channel very soon for a very long time. So be on the lookout for that. Any cat decks that can hold their own. I don't like cat decks personally because I was traumatized when I first came in Edison by my friend Vinny, who beat me consistently with cat. So I just fucking, I don't like cat. I'm biased, basically. I'm not the right person to ask about cat. But if I'm being objective here, obviously GBs is the best cat deck. But I assume that you're not asking about GBs, right? Because I think you would just ask about GBs. But GBs is the best cat deck, full stop. So let's like get that out the way. To me, I like the cool newer cat deck that plays like Black Garden. I can't believe I'm saying this. Black Garden, and Armageddonite and Summoner Monk, and it does that really broken combo where like you play Black Garden and then you summon Armageddonite and then you trigger Armageddonite and then you trigger Black Garden, so your opponent gets a token, and then you send Summoner Monk to the graveyard, and then you get rid of Black Garden by getting rid of the token, and then you bring Summoner Monk out the graveyard, and then you pitch a spell, and then you summon Cat, and then you just do like all this bullshit. I like that build. That is like, to me, that is a good Cat deck. I think it's very underexplored, obviously, right? It was on the channel. I had Spore come on the channel for that. Also, Spore's going to be on the channel very soon again, playing Geminis. So you'll see a Teach Me How to Cook featuring Spore, who is also an Ultimate Time Wizard champion and a very good player. He's also in this tournament right now. Oh yeah, he won round one. Okay. But yeah, holla at your boy. I gotta remember, I gotta keep doing this. Zombies can be hero frogs if they don't draw a monarch. Yeah, I don't even know if that's true. This was an interesting question I had in the Vayu channel on Edison Discord, but when you think of all the decks, what's the 1 to 2 cards that come to mind when you think of Vayu, Blackwing Frogs, etc.? What's the 1 or 2 cards that come to mind? I don't really understand the question. Zombies are deep prison and bottomless victims. Yeah, I think zombies are just victims of a lot of things. Like, we cannot ignore the fact that a lot of that deck gets destroyed by DDV. Like Pyramid Turtle, Goblin Zombie, Spirit Reaper, Diva, Krebens. Like, no matter what build you play, I feel like the main part of it that you need to work gets DDV'd. I feel like it also gets oppressed. It also gets Kai'd really bad. Goblin Zombie's at 2, so it's like lacking consistency because you don't have 3 of your cards. I gotta say this too, like, I don't really like semi-limited things. And especially if the semi-limited thing is a starter, I don't like that. I play frogs. I don't have any limited cards in my deck, like in terms of my starters. I can play 3 swaps, 3 toads. My Treeborn frogs are technically just swap frogs, subtoads, so there's like 8 Treeborn frogs in the deck. I don't really like semi-limited cards. Like Goblin Zombie is semi-limited, and you need it. Like, you need that fucking thing. And Pyramid Turtle is not the same as saying like Toad is Treeborn and Swap is Treeborn, because literally the power level of Toad and Swap Frog is on another level compared to like Pyramid Turtle. Like Blackwings has 3 of all of its cards. Vayu has 3 of all of its cards if it wants to play like the starters anyway, like, right? Like, you can play 3 Greffers, you can play 3 Armageddonites, you can play as many Hamsters and Raikos as you want. Its starters, it has so many of them. The Zombies has like 2 Goblin Zombies, and then you're just relying on some secondary like turtles or tomatoes or bullshit that needs to get attacked in order to work, and I'm not with that. I am not with needing my opponent to play the game. I don't like decks that require my opponent to play. Yeah, 1-for-1 is a starter. When you think of Hero Frog, what's the cards that pop into your mind? Oh, I mean, how is it not just Miracle Fusion? Like, The reason why I even started playing Hero Frogs is because I realized what Miracle Fusion was in Edison format, which is the ultimate sword and shield and the best top deck in the format. And I was like, okay, well, I love this card and I want a deck that utilizes this card the best. And then I had to do a ranking in my head of what is the best Miracle Fusion deck. And so I was like, there's Diva Hero, there's Hero Beat, and then there's Hero Frogs. And after testing all three, I came to the conclusion that Hero Frogs is way up here. And then Diva Hero is somewhere down here. And then Hero Beat is like, you can't even see where my hand is right now. And that was the decision that was made before I became a Hero Frog devotee. So to like too long didn't read, Hero Frogs is the best Miracle Fusion deck in the format. And I think that's the card I think about the most when I think about Hero Frogs. Because it's also the card your opponent just doesn't want you to see. Like your opponent would love if you just don't fucking see that thing. Because it is such a reality warping card. Like games get warped so badly by how many miracles the Hero Frog players saw. Like the Blackwing matchup gets trivialized if you see Miracle Fusions. Like if you see a Miracle Fusion or two, Black Wings feels really, and also Caius is like a really big deal in that matchup. But like things like that can really help to trivialize a deck, and it just feels like, damn, I thought I had like a decent matchup against this deck, or I thought I had a 50-50, and then you get fucking Miracle Fusion and Caius, and you're like, okay, well, this no longer feels like that. Like if they see those cards, it feels really bad. If you're on the other side of it. Feels great if you're the one doing it. Like, summon Caius, banish your monster, chain bottomless. Caius is banished, cool. Play Miracle Fusion, attack. It's like, fuck. I have to deal with that thing now. And Gores is terrible against Absolute Zero. Like, drop Gores. Who gives a fuck? I don't think it's bannable. I think Miracle Fusion is like, it's powerful for sure. Bannable is a bit of a stretch. I do play ulti Miracle Fusions. Ulti first Miracle Fusions to be exact. I'm bougie as hell. Royal Decree decks are cool until you realize Decree's at 2. Exactly. I hate, like, I could never really play a Decree deck because it's at 2. And if it's at 2, you only have a 28% chance to open it in a 40 card deck. And that just bothers me. Like the fact that Decree's at 2 is really, really annoying to me. Like I would like to be able to play Decree decks, and Decree decks would be valid in Edison format, and technically they still are to some degree. But like the fact that it's at 2 is it's not reliable. You have the same chance of opening Decree that you do of Black Whirlwind. So which one would you rather open if you had the choice? Let's be fucking for real. If you had to have a card that you could only play, like it's semi-limited, it's a starter or whatever, or it's like a big part of your deck, how is the answer not Black Whirlwind or Treeborn Frog? Like it just can't be Decree. It just can't be Decree. It's another reason, like I guess this is also subconsciously why I also don't really like Junk Frogs as much as like the frog decks that I play, which are Hero Frogs and Froggo TK. It's because Ultimate Offering is at 2. And yes, the deck can do things without seeing Ultimate Offering, but it is built in a way that makes it where it's like supposed to see Ultimate Offering. And when it doesn't, you're now playing Sphere of Chaos. You're just playing Sphere of Chaos, right? Like, because you didn't see one of your 2 Ultimate Offerings. So things like that just bother me. I am a person that likes 3 ofs. I like 3 of. Like I love a good 3 of for my starters mainly. Like from the main part of my deck, I like a good 3 of deck. Zombies, and the reason why this whole thing even came up is because I feel like zombies, they're just lacking that. Treeborn at 2 is the most pointless semi-limit. Yeah. If Treeborn was at... It's funny. Someone asked me if Treeborn was at 3, would I play 3? And I was like, no. I barely want to play 2. So, like... No. Like, if Treeborn was at 3, I'm not going to say there's no deck that would play 3. I think Frog Monarchs would obviously play 3 Treeborn Frogs. But the better Frog decks don't need 3 Treeborn Frogs. Like... And I think pretty much... all the other frog decks are better than just like Frog Monarchs. So what are Decree decks exactly? So they don't really exist anymore, but there was a time in Edison where fairies Like if you ever look at Card Path's Deck Devastator's winning deck, he main decked Decree and he's playing like a bunch of Recruiters, which makes sense because Recruiters suck into Deep Prison, so Decree stops that. Also Christia with Decree is fucking wild. So that's one of the Decree decks that existed. It's really not a thing anymore, obviously. We've completely killed all fairies. I picked up first Ulti Miracle Fusions and don't regret it, as you should. Attila Drev and Nexus, and they lined up time work and really liked Hero Beat. Thought I would play it in Edison, but don't want to play Substitute, and I'm just not confident enough in it, so I might have to pick something else. I mean, if you like Hero Beat, I think that you can actually play Hero Beat. Like, I don't think that Hero Beat, like, we speak in hyperbole a lot. Content creators, that's just kind of our thing, right? Like, all of us. But like, Hero Beat, it's not the best deck, but it's also nowhere near the worst deck. So if you enjoy the gameplay of Hero Beat, Lord bless your soul. But if you enjoy the gameplay of Hero Beat, please play Hero Beat. Like, play the deck that you enjoy, because there is nothing fucking worse than playing a deck that you genuinely are not enjoying or having fun with or whatever. Like, I just don't believe in, like, you don't see me playing decks that I genuinely don't enjoy, no matter how good they may be. If I don't enjoy it, I'm just not going to play it. Like, I have to really like the gameplay of a deck, or otherwise I just won't do it. Like, I don't care. I just won't play it. I have to like the gameplay of the deck, period. You must love Shining Angel and Nova Summoning. I love Shining Angel. Yeah, Hero Beat is fine if you don't want to win the tournament you're entering. Maybe this is Hero Beat's year, Enraged. Maybe this is the year that Hero Beat finally wins an Edison Major. GBs have won, Twilight has won, Christia Sworn has won, Black Wings, Vayu, Hero Frogs, Froggo TK have all won multiple. Hero Beat hasn't won, Gigavice hasn't won, Dragon Turbo has won multiple times, Diva Hero has won multiple times, Monster Mash has won. But yeah, no Hero Beat. Zombies have won a lot in the past. Zombies have won a lot. Like, no, I shouldn't say a lot. Now in the grand scheme of Edison, there's been like so many tournaments. But Zombies have won more than once. Zombies have won like 2 or 3 tournaments in Edison's grand history. Granted, this was early days. Like, Zombies have not won a tournament in a very long time. Like, I feel like it's been at least 2 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like the last win for Zombies was 2023. And I think it was that instant zombie deck. Let me see if I can pull that up. This is the true love we're making. This is the true love we're making. How do I do this? Sort by place high. Here we go. Okay. So the last time Zombies won, which is what I said was 2 years ago, over 2 years ago now, actually. This was the last time Zombies won a tournament. This was EWCQ3 in October 2023. It is now 2026. This is over 2 years ago. This tournament had 136 players, and it played against Frog Monarchs in the finals. And third was Hero Frogs. This is a very interesting top 8. I'm looking at the top 8 right now. Yeah, Amaryllis top 8 of this event. Samu with Vayu. We got some Diva Hero. We have a fairy deck, actually. Oh, this is the fairy deck that sides into... Oh, no. Okay, I thought this was the fairy deck that sides into fucking Machina. I kind of want to play this on the channel. I haven't touched a fairy deck, I feel like, it's like a real fairy deck in so long. Anyway, yeah, this is the last time that Zombies have won. So Zombies haven't won in over 2 years. And I think that's just like that just makes sense to me. Like that checks out. The format has gotten more aggressive against zombies inadvertently. Like it's not on purpose. No one was like, you know what deck I really want to shit on? Zombies. That's not what happened. We just decided to play more cards that just happen to be really good against zombies. Jinzo OTK is underrated. Yeah, I agree with that. Jinzo OTK is also just a Machina deck in disguise, so it just has a really good engine naturally. A good engine against Black Wings and Vayu, which is the Machina engine. You know what's weird? The Machina engine is so good against birds, it's fucking terrible against frogs. I digress. But yeah, Jinzo I think is underrated. I think a deck that can play Future Fusion and literally win the game because they resolved one card in their fucking deck is like, yeah, that's just, it's really good. Like it's actually a good deck. And you can build it in different ways. Like there's the Hamster Echo Kaya's version. There's like the Krebin's Teleport version. I've seen all different kinds of Jinzo OTK decks. I'm not sure what the best one is because I don't test it or try to figure it out to that degree. But somebody will, somebody has, or whatever. But I do think Jinzo OTK is underrated. I do think that that is facts. Didn't Zabo win LDS Day 2? Is LDS Day 2, is that a, what kind of tournament is that? Is that a single limb tournament? I don't count those as anything. Like, is that what it is? Or is it like, I remember Hero Frogs won LDS, and that was kind of the story coming out of that weekend. I feel like it was like Hero Frogs versus Black Wings in the finals, I think. That's kind of, I don't remember Zombies. Not to say that it didn't happen, but I just don't remember. I also don't know the structure of that tournament. Machina cooks Slice One as well. Can't convince me otherwise. Really? I don't. So that's something that I really just don't know. Like the Machina Liceborn matchup, I have no idea who genuinely wins that one. Monster Mash Jinzo with Merchant is really fun. Returner, also really good recruiter to set. Needlebug Jinzo Turbo. Yeah, zombies. So every deck tops, full stop. We were talking about winning, and zombies, from my knowledge, have not won anything since 2023. Like going undefeated in Swiss does not mean anything. That's when you roll a dice and what tier it is in the fourth. Yeah. Liceborn is so volatile that like Liceborn is either going to do really well or it's going to just do literally nothing. And most of the time it doesn't do anything. Real talk, do you ever think Gigavice will win a tourney? Yes. Like, realistically, if it gets in the top cut, it only has to win. If it's top 8, it only has to win 3 more rounds, and that is very possible. I think one of the biggest hurdles for Gigavice is you don't have enough people playing it, so the representation is very small. It's bricky as fuck, obviously, but like every deck can just have its day when it's a good deck, like a powerful deck like that. Because like Dragon Turbo has won, I think, 2 times now. I think Gigavice can do the exact same thing if we give it enough time. Gigavice is still really new compared to like a lot of the other decks that have been around. Like, look at how fucking old Black Wings is. Black Wings has been around since before y'all even were playing Edison format. So like, but Gigavice came out last year. Gigavice is a year old this month in terms of when it really debuted. Like it is a year old in January. So compared to like a lot of the frog decks, a lot of the bird decks, a lot of the Machina decks, stuff like that. Like, it is really new. It has a very small player base, and I think that it could absolutely win. It just needs to be its day because it is very, very like sacky, and it's also bricky. What is the Lightsworn versus Hero Frog matchup like in my experience? Usually I beat Lightsworn with Hero Frogs. That is the matchup I will say is Hero Frog favored. I think you just have more consistency than Lightsworn, so you're more often than not I'm just going to beat the Lightsworn deck. Like, that's just, if Lightsworn was as consistent as the big three, you would see it performing like such, and it just does not. And the reason is because it's just not as consistent. It doesn't have as many starters. It has some of the best starters, but it doesn't have as many. It has like Solar Recharges, I would consider to be a starter. Charge Light Brigade, it has one of it. So it has like 4 spell cards that you really, really want to see. And then the rest of that deck, I hate the way it feels when you don't see one of those 4 cards. Like, if you don't see a charge or a recharge, that deck feels so ass. Like, genuinely. I don't agree. I do think that Gigavice people are trying to push it further. One of the big developments that happened last year was the side deck got really improved with UFO turtles and breakers. That shit made that deck way scarier after game 1, because before you could like, oh, I'm just gonna side in like Fossil Dynas and shit like that. And if you look at the stats of Pyramid Turtle, or not Pyramid Turtle, UFO Turtle, if you look at the stats of it, it deals with Fossil Dyna in every way possible. It has more defense than Fossil Dyna has attack, and it has more attack than Fossil Dyna has attack. So like, UFO Turtle is insane because it also, if it dies, if you happen to attack it face down, because you're not attacking that shit face up, but if you attack it face down, they're getting Lone Fire Blossom, and you already know where it's going. So I do think that like, it is slowly getting better, and it could get to a point where it's like, yo, this deck is actually just officially very real. I've completely fallen out of favor with the Gigavice deck. Like, I don't like it. I'm very low. I'm going to do a video about this type of thing. Like, my feeling towards decks. Not a tier list, because I already did that very recently. But, like, I want to talk about, because I had a top 5 decks of Edison format last year, and I kind of want to do the same thing. And I want to talk about why it has changed. Because I just do not like Gigavice as a deck. Like, I just don't. At least in its current iteration, that is like, you know, let's pull up a list real quick, right? Because we have the power. We have the power! Okay, so... Alright, so it won some 83-person tournament, not quite an Edison Major, and it also won my IMNerd 80-person. This was an 80-person tournament as well. So it seems to be doing well in these 80-person tournaments. Random, completely arbitrary nonsense there. Anyway, so like, there's just a lot of things that if you draw them together, it's really bad, and it happens often. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This person cut a equip spell. Normally, if you look at normal Gigavice list, they play 2 of Mark of the Rose as well. So they're playing 7 equip spells, which, like, do I need to explain why 7 equip spells would be bad? Do I need to do that, or do, like, do you guys get it? It also is playing Super Solar Nutrient. This card is absolute fucking garbage. If you don't, you know, get the ability to resolve it, essentially, like, I know, obviously, if you don't get to resolve it, it's bad. But my point is, it's not easy to resolve this. Like, it's just not. This contributes to your brick hands. The 7 equip spells contribute to your brick hands. Hidden Armory and Miracle Fertilizer also contribute to your brick hands. Like, these are cards that don't really do anything without you seeing very specific combinations of cards, and this deck plays so many of them. And so you end up in like the traps, because like, weirdly, these cards also don't let you combo, right? Like, these cards contribute to you not comboing, because for every trap that you draw, that is a combo piece that you don't have. So if you draw too many traps, it weakens your deck's, like, what it's trying to do. which is why combo decks tend to not play a lot of traps. This is one of the only combo decks that I see play this many traps. Dragon Turbo plays 3 Reckless Greeds. Froggo TK plays 3 Reckless Greeds. I've seen builds of Froggo TK that have played 3 Recklesses and 3 Trap Stuns. And I've seen Dragon Turbo play 3 Reckless Greeds, a Mirror Force, and Torrential to throw people off. And that's fine. This is playing the most traps out of a deck that is considered a combo deck. This is the most traps I've ever seen in a combo deck. So these contribute to your bricks. Like, I just want to be clear. Drawing these cards, yes, survivability, I get it. Wing Blast can spin your opponent's back row so you can go off, all that bullshit. At the end of the day, if you draw traps, you're not drawing these cards that actually let you do your thing. That's just how that works. Yeah, it like, it's just very bricky. Like, it's just a very bricky deck. When it does this thing, it's very powerful. I don't think that this deck is completely cooked yet. I don't think it's completely like figured out. I think people are still making developments. The fact that this person took out a Market of Rose, because look at this build. This is Chess Prime's build. This is playing the 7. This is the standard list. The most common list plays 7 equip spells. So already, yeah, this one is playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they've cut 1 card, right? They've cut 1 equip spell, and that could be a step in the right direction. I don't know. Maybe it could be wrong. It could be wrong to play fucking 6 instead of 7. 6, 7. I don't know. But like, I'm not the Gigavice guy. I'm the guy that just like looks at the deck. I play against it. I play with it. I understand Yu-Gi-Oh at a high level, so I comment on it. But like, it's not a deck for me. Isn't that always what my streams are, Enraged? A rant, like DB's in the background, and then it's just like, ask me anything. I feel like that's what my streams are. And my streams tend to do really well in that format. It's funny because like, I had some guy bitching about I wasn't commentating on the match or something like that, and I was like, are you new here? Like, I don't know if you are new here, but this is how I stream. This is the way I am. Like, this is what, if you don't like it, don't watch. Like, I would not watch something that I genuinely am not enjoying the comment. Like, I would not watch somebody stream if I don't enjoy the way they stream, right? That's just, there's so many other things you can do with your time. There's someone else streaming right now, I'm sure. Maybe not Yu-Gi-Oh, but like, you get the idea. That's, you know, this is my style. I talk to chat. Occasionally I'll watch some of the duel, but like, I always say this, if you guys really wanted to just watch DB duels, you would just go on DB and watch duels. So like, I don't think it's my job to really sit here and be like, yo, he summoned Bora and his opponent lost. And he had Deep Prison set, apparently. Like, it's just not that interesting. Like, I think you can make it interesting by talking about other aspects of the game, like the theory of the game. We're talking about Gigavice right now, right? And it's interesting to talk about Gigavice. It's interesting to talk about Hero Beat. Because these decks are not terrible decks, but they have yet to win a major. They have yet to like really prove themselves on the same level as like the big 3 decks. And so it's like, well, why is that? Right? Like, why have they not had the same level of success? Because when you look at what Gigavice does, it's like, well, that shit looks broken. And it is. It is broken. But then you can't not notice the part where they didn't play that game, though. Where they literally didn't do a single thing. Like, you can't discredit that part. You can't ignore the fact that, like, this game and multiple games, they literally didn't do a single thing. Anywho, is round 3 up or something? Like, what's happening here? Okay, so AJT's last again. I don't know if he's already won and his opponent hasn't reported yet, or if he's actually playing. Played against a Gigavice list that played Dark Verger, I think it's called, and a Dark Arm Dragon. I like the idea of it for making Super Solar Nutrient more alive. I can see that being a thing. I'm sure it's been tested too. Yes. Glads have been top 5 for a while, Squish. Glads have been top 5 for a while. Where's my chat? Wow. What are the odds that's the first thing? I guess you guys can't even really see this because of the way, yeah, this doesn't even show up. I guess I can make it show up. I want to show this on stream. Wait, did we really watch the match that? Oh, okay, round 3's up. All right, hold on. I gotta do this. Slash set timer. So let me do set timer first. All right, chat. I'm gonna give me 1 second. I'm in my chat with Sizzle from last year because I said that Glads have been top 5 for a while now, and I like to show receipts. I like to like basically prove what I'm saying in terms of like my opinion on this has not suddenly changed. Okay. So this is what I wanted to, how do I, oh, okay, steps. There are steps to this. So do this, do general, post this here, and then I go here, I go right click, I go open link. This is dated March 2025. I said the topic is simple, top 5 decks in Edison right now. My list is Frogger 2K, Gigavice, Vayu, Blackwing, GB. And so as you can see, and Sizzle says, I think mine is the same, just not in that order. And this wasn't ordered either. Like this wasn't necessarily ordered. But I think mine is the same, just not in that order. Dang, I was going to upload a tier list video soon. So this is from literally almost a year ago, like 10 months ago, something like that. 9 months ago, because it's still early January. But you get the idea. Like I've had GBs in top 5 for almost a year. And honestly, earlier than that too. But like, I didn't decide to vocalize it to Sizzle until then because we had to do a topic. Okay, this round, who are we watching? Fonte's undefeated. That True Hero. Who's he playing? Tim. Oh, gotta see that. Love it. Love it. Did you watch Sonny's video on Edison? What video? I have not. If he made a new video, I have not seen it. Do you think it would be better if they replaced Wing Blast with Reckless Greeds and Trap Stuns? That could be a thing. The thing is, I don't have a strong opinion on like how to improve Gigavice. I just take the list that is the common list that everyone basically plays, and I critique that list. How to fix it, that is not my job because I don't care about Gigavice to fix it. I'm a frog guy. I have worked on frogs for years. I've given the community a lot when it comes to the frog meta, especially hero frogs. Like that is my place. And I don't have interest in like fixing the Gigavice deck. That is someone else's mission. So just to be clear, like I don't know how to fix Gigavice. I just know that it currently is a bricky mess in my opinion. And just based on like the way I see it lose often enough that it's alarming. Oh no, I know you weren't criticizing the rage. I was talking about like a recent criticism that I saw, and I was like, I'm not changing the way I stream because one guy is mad that I'm not talking about the fucking dueling book match that is Vayu versus Blackwings for the 1,000th time. I literally sat here for 10 hours streaming 50 games of Blackwings or whatever it was. Best of 21 sets. Like, you're not about to tell me that I need to be commentating on the match after there's a Blackwing mirror match 51 games in a row. Like, get the hell out of here. Like, no one wants to actually watch that, I promise you. And yeah, these are definitely not high stake games. Yeah, exactly, Gallo, you get it. Like, this is not Worlds, right? Like, this is not... This is literally a local. This is the first local of the year for my server. We got 21 players. We got some of the best players in the format playing, and yeah, we're just here to watch some casual Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, we're just vibing, we're just chilling. You're definitely right, in my opinion. Yu-Gi-Oh! Commentary is more interesting with theory/fundamentals. In my opinion, that's why most Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament streams are pretty boring. They don't add the energy and dry commentate the plays. Yeah, like, I don't... a play-by-play of what is happening on screen is so boring to me. Like, I just mute. I just fucking mute. If that is what your stream is, I just don't want to hear you. Especially, no shade, but like, sometimes people be commentating and they're bad, so they be saying shit, and I'll just be like, that is so bad. What you just said, like, that is so bad. Like, you're commentating the game and you are fucking the game up. Like, if you were playing, you'd be losing because of the shit you just said that you think is correct. So that's another thing. It's like, I don't know. It's also hard to commentate when you don't have perfect information in terms of like telling somebody to misplay, but like you just literally don't know all the cards. Some misplays are more obvious, but then like sometimes it's like, well, maybe he had this and this is why he did the play last turn, and you're hindsight seeing how it turned out and you're like, oh, that turned out terrible for him, so he misplayed. It's like, that's not how misplays work. But I digress. Bless Bacon, what are the top 5 decks in your opinion? I'm going to do a video of that this week. Yeah, Glads are interesting. Slept on, but clearly top tier. In my opinion, something to note is Glads remain viable long after Edison. Do they? I remember Glads, like, hard dying. Like, Glads hard died. So, in Tengu format, Glads are terrible. In Frog OTK format, or I'm sorry, Frog FTK format, which is the format right after this, Glads are terrible. In 20, so then that's 20, that takes care of 20, like 2011. 2011 is Tengu format. I'm trying to think about what else is in 2011. But I know once we get to 2012 and you get the Dino Rabbit and Sector wind up, Glads are terrible. 2013 is Dragon Rulers, Glads are terrible. 2014 is Hat, Glads are terrible. So like, from my memory of playing through all these formats, I feel like Glads don't survive far past Edison. So saying Glads were good long after Edison, I think is incorrect. I think the way to improve Giga is play it in a different format. One of my favorite things, I know Ruxin34, huge pack opening channel. He got an email of someone saying he talks too much in his videos. That is crazy. Like, that is the type of shit you just can't even. Yeah, you just can't even entertain stuff like that. Like, entertain it for content. Like, I'm sure apparently Ruxin revealed that that's an email he got, which is exactly the type of shit that I do. I use stuff like that for content. If you're a hater, that's good content for me, right? Like, that, all it does is just add to the channel. Because people like drama, people like, you know, that type of thing. But like, telling a content creator that they talk too much in their videos is fucking unhinged. Like, that is actually wild. Honestly, it gets so stale as well, seeing the same decks over and over again. Yeah, like, how many times do we gotta see Frogs versus Blackwings before, like, you know, like, I don't need to keep commentating on the actual gameplay of this. Like, he brain controlled. How many times have y'all seen the short get brain controlled? Probably 100. No exaggeration. Like, so the interesting thing that I'm supposed to say here, I guess, is like, you know, maybe he has a deep prison set or something. Oh, he can go into like Brio or I don't know, like if I have something interesting to say about the game, though, I will say it. And you guys know I do that all the time too. What game is this? This is game 1. All right, back to chat. Chat is so much more interesting. I'm sorry. Chat is just so much more interesting. X-Airways is probably a better deck than Zombies. Off-topic rants are also funny sometimes too. Like, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Exactly. When we started talking about declining birth rates in the world, I don't know how we ended up on that subject, but declining birth rates in the world was like a huge conversation during an Edison major. And that shit is like so funny in hindsight, but it was also fun having that conversation with like 180 people. 1 month after Edison, the Shining Darkness comes out and GB could not keep up with Saber, Inferno, and Frog FTK. Exactly. That's how I remember it. Do you think X-Saber Dark Soul would change Edison meta? That's not a real question. I'm not even I'm just not. There was a guy that kept playing Glads up to 2014 and was performing pretty well. I think he even won a small nationals. So he was playing Yu-Gi-Oh somewhere where nationals was 60 people. That's not what I would consider doing well. I think a more accurate statement would be to say is that Glads should have been played since release. If I recall correctly, Glads were played on release. Like, I remember Paul Leviton won before they had Jizars. Like, he won with just Heraclinos and Shadow and Prisoning Mirror. Too much yapping, not enough dueling. Glads had a moment after Edison with A Hero Lives. Was that their last moment? Yeah, that goes into not coaching while commentating. You did a video on that. Yep. I watch his channel for Fraser and Quest and for Fraser and Guest, not for DB duels play-by-plays. Yeah, like if I have something interesting to say, I will, but I also haven't seen you guys in weeks, I feel like. Calling in a paid advertisement? You need one for Cube. You need a video for Cube? Is Cube becoming popular? Is there like a thing happening with that? I don't know. I'm out the loop with that. Edison is not that complicated of a game to watch. Modern benefits more from dry commentary given so much shit happening and there's so much random ass cards. Yeah, Modern, when I watch DB Grinder videos, usually Stango like sends me DB Grinder videos because he fucking loves them. Specifically, Stango doesn't even specifically like DB Grinder videos. He likes when he sees Italians on DB Grinder videos. That's like literally exactly what he likes. He fucking loves anytime Italians play each other or an Italian is just playing in a DB Grinder video. Stango thinks it's the funniest thing ever. Stango is Italian, by the way, but like he just loves that shit. And yeah, because Modern keeps changing dramatically every couple months, you know, that is more interesting to talk about. I'd like to see you make a video of what were the best core sets during your time of playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh. So I think the best set of all time, in my opinion, is Phantom Darkness. I think there are sets that are like very close to it, but I think Phantom Darkness is the best Yu-Gi-Oh set. When we were doing a progression series, when you look at Phantom Darkness, it is fucking unhinged. The number of things that came out in that set that are still, to this day, a problem in Yu-Gi-Oh! like Phantom Darkness is, let me see if I, do I have, let me see if I have the, actually, I'll do this over here, and I don't want to interrupt the game while I look for this fucking bookmark. Where is... I think it's over here. Okay, here we go. Okay, I found what I was looking for. So, I have this Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, YGO Pro website thing. Phantom Darkness, where are you? Shadow of Infinity, bonus pack, blah, blah, blah. Phantom Darkness. Okay. So this is February 13th, 2008. This is a wild fucking pack. You have 6 Samurai United, Lone Fire Blossom, Gigaplant, Super Poly, which is still extremely relevant today, Armageddonite, which has literally caused FTKs in Yu-Gi-Oh! Not OTKs, FTKs. Armageddonite, Cyber Valley, Prime Material, which has seen a lot of play. If you remember Corn Monarchs, that I believe he used to go undefeated at Nationals one of the years. Obviously, very good card. Allure of Darkness, Deep Sea King Koala Camp, which has led to like Fish FT or Fish OTK. Dark Horse, which has been played in a lot of nonsense. Where is, oh, here we go. Dark Arm Dragon, Dark Gruffer, Goblin Zombie, Dark Creator, Dark Lord Zerato, which was also played very heavy back in the day. And then you have like fucking Gladiator Beast Darius, bro. Glad Beast Darius came out in Phantom Darkness. Like, why? I don't fucking know, but it did. It came out in that set. Also Andal, also Proven Ground. And I'm not saying these cards for no reason. These cards were played in winning decks, in tournament winning decks, like YCS, SJC, same thing, but in SJC winning decks. We got Darius, Proven Ground, Andal. Like, this set was unhinged. I'm also probably missing some things because I don't know like literally all the cards in it. But like looking at this, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something else that's like this was also just ridiculous. But yeah, this set is absolutely like this card alone is wild. Yeah, Lone Fire. I don't know. Like, why is Lone Fire Blossom in this set? Is Yubel? Wait, Yubel's in this set? This is not Yubel's set. Oh, this is Yubel's set. I didn't even realize this is Yubel's set as well. This is an unhinged fucking, like, this is an unhinged pack, bro. I mean, it literally has Dark Arm, which is one of the most iconic. I feel like this is one of the most iconic things that's ever happened in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, Dark Arm Dragon is so fucking iconic in Yu-Gi-Oh! Phantom Darkness, The Duelist, Genesis, Invasion of Chaos. Yeah. Italians are also Blackwing fanatics. I mean, Blackwings are really good. And Italians are also a lot of them are really good at Yu-Gi-Oh! For whatever reason. A lot of the best players are just Italian. And I'm not surprised they want to play a deck that is really good and just like consistent, doesn't need a whole bunch of input. You can just like play it if you're good, and if you have good fundamentals, it's just a really strong deck. Phantom Darkness was also crazy because of ridiculous cards that came before it. Yeah. Oh, Shadow Priestess of Ohm, FTK. Not OTK, FTK. Like, you could actually die turn 1 to fucking Shadow Priestess of Om. Where is she even at? Did this card ever do something? Or am I this didn't do anything. I'm thinking. Oh, I closed it. Oh, somebody said Duelist Alliance. Duelist Alliance is correct. I do not doubt how broken Duelist Alliance is. I want to find Duelist Alliance real quick. Did I pass it, chat? Let me know. Return of the Duelist. Have we passed Duelist Alliance? Where is Duelist Alliance? What year does Duelist Alliance come out? Let me just... Why am I not just... Here we go. 2014. Okay. Castel. Samsora Dragon. This card actually saw play eventually, right? Shadal Fusion. So this is the pack with Shadals. This is the pack with Burning Abyss. This is the pack with Satellar Knight, right? So this pack is also very, very wild. Stormforth. Fucking insane. Lancia, also insane. Is Artifact Scythe in here, or is it just Lancia? Like a random, just like one random Lancia? Let me just check. Oh no, it's just Lancia and then this thing Chakram, which I assume is trash. But yeah, Lancia is ridiculous. Like, Lancia is ridiculous. People complain about Lancia in Modern today. So I already know that that's one of them ones. This thing I think was... If you control two machine most person at the same time... Oh wait, maybe this is not the card. I don't think this is it. Or maybe it was. I don't know. Duelist Alliance. Oh, Fire Lake is also... Or no, this is not Fire Lake. This is Traveler. But still, this is a good card though. Yeah, this pack is also very, very good. So Shadals and BA start from this pack. So does Satellar Knight. Oh, Despot OTKs? Okay, maybe I do remember something with Despot. Allure still played in Modern? Is it really? It's also banned, I think. Is Shadow Priestess banned right now, or is Armageddon Knight banned, or what's banned? The Duelist and the Duelist Alliance. Power of the Elements, probably the strongest set of all time, not gonna lie. What the fuck is in Power of the Elements? What set did Dragon Rulers come out of? I don't even remember what the set was called. When was Andal played? Andal was played, yeah. Andal was played in Glad format. Oh, we're getting kicked out. See? This is why I don't pay attention to the duel. Imagine paying attention to the duel, and that's all you have, and then it goes away, because they just take it away from you. See that? Stormforth is insane. Stormforth is one of my favorite cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Damn, DB really be crashing. Are we cooked? Chat? Now they're telling me I'm logged in somewhere else. That's unhinged. Okay, here we go. Who were we watching? A True Hero just now? We were. Power of the Elements, release tier elements, and Sprite. I think it's considered the Fan of Darkness of Modern. Fair. Yeah, there's a lot of good packs. So I stand by Fan of Darkness. Some people think Duelist Alliance. Some people think Power the Elements. Some people think whatever other random fucking packs. Tachyon Galaxy. The strongest deck the game has ever seen came out of... What's Pote? Pote is the best modern set of all time. Caused a tier 0 format that lasted almost a year. And literally won Worlds. Exactly. Oh, Pote is Power the Elements. Okay. Yeah, see, that's way past my time. Like, I'm far removed from whatever modern nonsense bullshit that they've been doing. I also don't think, when you're judging like the best sets of all time, I don't think it should be based on the power level of the cards currently. Like, because Phantom Darkness is from 2008. In the context of 2008, it is fucking outrageous. And obviously, if you take any random Joe Schmo pack from like 2024, it's going to be better than like better in terms of power of what the cards do and all that, because Yu-Gi-Oh just gotten to that point where like Dark Armor is unplayable, right? So I'm not thinking of, oh well, this is just the most powerful thing that ever came out. Like, that doesn't matter to me. It's more about the context of like what it meant for the game at the time. And a lot of it for me is just like, you just had to be there. I remember 08 and that shit. The sneak preview at that time, when sneak previews were like sneak previews were not at locals. They were at places that were rented out. Like in 08, my sneak preview was at the convention center. It was at the Philadelphia Convention Center, or the Pennsylvania Convention Center in downtown Philly. Like, that is where the sneak preview was. Hundreds of people in a room opening packs of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it's just a different time. Was Xian the first real negate spam deck? I don't know. Cause like early GBs were also just fucking spamming Heraclinos. And that's, you know, that guy just negates and wins the game as well. So I don't know if you consider Xian to be like negate spam. I feel like Glad Beasts are also negate spam if that's the case. They both can just bring out their guy like really, really fast. Also, I feel like, wouldn't Infernity with 3 barriers be like negate spam if that is even a category of deck? Now sneak previews are pay $100 for a box for it to lose value in 1 week. Yeah, that's what Silverman and the guys were saying in the group chat today. They were just saying like Yu-Gi-Oh's is just, secondary market just tanked. Like, for modern, it is so bad. The sets are worth dirt after they release, like immediately after release. People who pre-order are getting scammed essentially. Like, oh, thank you, Elder's Vault. If they didn't ban out the Shizu cards 2 weeks into the format, that would have been more dominant tier 0 format than Teledad. I don't know if that's true though, because they had to touch a lot of Teledad stuff as well. Like Dark Arm got immediately put to 2, and then they kept touching stuff over and over and over again. I think in the context of 2008 and the context of 2022, like it could obviously be argued either way, but Konami affected the way those decks trajectory went. Period. Like they just changed like the max potential of cards. If there's like no fucking ban list or whatever, what they did to the game, like you're looking at 2 formats that were absolutely destroyed by, like Teledad destroyed an entire era of Yu-Gi-Oh, and Tier Elements destroyed an entire era of Yu-Gi-Oh. As a card game designer, some of the things that make Yu-Gi-Oh great are unfortunately also its downfalls. It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, I agree, Elder's Vault. I think I talked about this when I was comparing Yu-Gi-Oh to like Magic and games with resource systems, and why I think Yu-Gi-Oh is just overall the better card game, especially when compared to Magic. I think Magic's really bad, and I think card games that have come after Magic have corrected Magic's main issue, which is like you need to draw physical cards that are land. And every card game after has pretty much been like, okay, this is faulty. Let's just make it where, like Kaijudo, all your cards are land, or Hearthstone, land is just automatically generated and given to the player every single turn, and things like that. In terms of Yu-Gi-Oh's card design and like just the design of the game, yeah, the best part about Yu-Gi-Oh is also its downfall. The best part about Yu-Gi-Oh is that you can really just do anything. You can choose to just do anything, but that's also very, very, very bad for multiple reasons. Like, because that also means that sky's the limit and you can sit there for 40 minutes and play by yourself. There was a whole argument about that today. The Gishki FTK deck, if you guys remember Gishki, that can literally spend the entire duel comboing, like legally. And so there was a big argument about should that be allowed. And yeah, there was a bunch of back and forth on that. It lasted way longer than I thought it should have. I actually miss when sneak previews were like a big thing. Like when sneak preview, now I know the logistics of it are not great. Cause like, I don't know how Mateo and Philly was doing sneak previews at convention centers. I don't know if Konami was subsidizing that. I'm assuming they had to be, or UDE or something. I don't know. I really don't know. But sneak previews were so cool when they were held in like massive gathering centers or whatever. The newest Yu-Gi-Oh set is already $40. $40? What deck did I play in Teledad format? I played Teledad. I had the full Teledad deck. The only problem is that I didn't have the ability to travel to tournaments. So I only played in regionals. And yeah, I never got to play a Shonen Jump Championship with Teledad. I had the full deck, Crush Card, Double Dark Arm, Grepher Stratos, like D-Draws, Allures, Teleports. I had literally everything. But I just didn't have the ability to travel far distances to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It still blows my mind that Magic can never just have legit no drawback dual colored lands because of some dumbass reserve list. Is that really why? Yeah, that's why modern Yu-Gi-Oh has eroded almost the whole game to have hard once per turns. One thing I love about Yu-Gi-Oh is that there's always an option of siding. If you don't see one, you just haven't looked hard enough. I've been working on a card game for years. It paces like Edison, so not super long turns on average, plenty of interaction. It differs from Yu-Gi-Oh by not having life points and a few other things. I think Magic puts restrictions on dual lands because they're too good. So basically, if Magic ever wanted to power creep the shit out of their game, they could just be like, here's some dual lands. Like, with no real restriction. Like, pay one life to crack this fetch land that is like a dual land or whatever. Or like, not a fetch land, but pay one life to tap this dual land. And that's probably power crept in that game, I imagine. Soul Release. I didn't watch this game, but you guys know I fucking hate this card. I just don't think it does enough. Okay. Gotta close some of this shit. All right, who do we have left? So True Hero, we just saw that. Oh, that was the last match. All right, round 4. Let me set this timer, and then we could start. This is the second to the last round. Do you think Riftbound and Pokemon are going to kill modern Yu-Gi-Oh? No. That is not how that works. People who want to play those other card games will just play those other card games. People who want to play Yu-Gi-Oh will continue to play Yu-Gi-Oh. I do not believe that Yu-Gi-Oh is too big of an IP to die from another card game starting. It is just not that, girl. It's just not. Yu-Gi-Oh is entirely too big to fail because of another card game. The things that will make Yu-Gi-Oh fail are the company running it, not another card game coming out. Yu-Gi-Oh has survived. So you might not realize it, but Yu-Gi-Oh has survived literally hundreds of other card games coming and going. It will not die because of another card game. It will die because the company running Yu-Gi-Oh will run it into the fucking ground with bad decision making. That is how Yu-Gi-Oh will die if it ever dies. There's lands that tap for mana for 1 life. I think what I was talking about was duels that act as basics. Gotcha. Who do we want to watch this round real quick? Who's undefeated? I guess that's the question. So only 2 undefeateds, or there's 3 undefeateds. Tim has a bye. Fonte, Patrick Star. We're gonna watch Fonte and Patrick Star. You are my sunshine, my little sunshine. Where are... Here we go. All right. Let me catch up on this real quick. Retro Yu-Gi-Oh siding. Side some cards to assist bad matchups or counter their side. Modern side. Going first, they ain't going to play the game. Going second, they're going to play, but I'm going to draw a bunch of cards. And that really is it, isn't it? Is Slay the Spire anything like Yu-Gi-Oh? If I thought about it long enough, I probably could find ways that it is, but I did a whole podcast talking about Slay the Spire and Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I was playing Slay the Spire before I won Ultimate Time Wizard Indianapolis, like, exclusively. And I contribute a lot of that win to me playing Slay the Spire. I really like Devin is Dead's comment. I just think it's archaic design. Literally every current mana-based game has perfect mana. Exactly. This is like what I'm saying about Magic is really poorly designed, and it's not necessarily Magic's fault because it came out in the 80s. So like, yeah, it has shit design because it's so fucking old and they refuse to move away from it. Really. So when games came out after it, they were like, okay, what do we not like about this game? What is wrong with Magic? Because every game, like, there's no perfect game, right? So like, what is wrong? What is fundamentally wrong with Magic? Oh, lands. Lands is one of the most easy things that you can fix. It's like, you look at the game and you're like, what is an unpleasant experience that our player base is having? Mana screwed, mana flooded. The fact that there's terms for that shit, mana screwed, mana flooded. Very, very fucking unpleasant experience when you're playing Magic. It's the reason why I quit. I literally had a tournament where it just kept happening. And I was literally playing, at the time I was playing standard, and I was playing like a winning deck list, like a literal, like, this is a fucking Channel Fireball, Star City Games winning, like, this guy has won multiple tournaments and this is like a winning deck. Like, I didn't change anything. I didn't try to fucking, like, I'm smarter than the guy who won, let me go and edit it like people do when they net deck. I didn't do that. I literally played it card for card. I just kept getting mana screwed or mana flooded, and I was like, this game is so fucking unplayable. It is embarrassing. Like, Magic is frustrating as hell to me. So I stopped playing that and did something better with my life, which is play Frog FTK in Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has survived XYZ coming out. Imagine that. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has survived a lot. Is this frozen? I knew it. I fucking knew it. We have got to put respect on fucking Genzo OTK's like name. Put some respect on my name. I have a question for you, Fraser. What exact point did Yu-Gi-Oh! Become go first win? When do I feel like that became... So for me, when that became like really overbearingly obvious that going first equaled literally winning the game was Pepe Bosch 2016. That was a format that was like, you go first, your chance of winning is so outrageously high. Now, granted, this is an extreme example, but this is something that happened. This is a factual part of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. 2016, Pepe Bosch was fucking like, go first win. Then conveniently after that, we get Zoo format. And Zoo format eventually devolves into Fusion Substitute combo. I think it's the card. Fusion Substitute? I think it's Fusion Substitute. That also was blatantly, I go first and I win. I do the Fusion Sub combo. If you do not stop me during this combo, I 100% win the game. You will never be able to win that game. Like, you're never, ever able to win that game. You're not winning against Pepe Bosch going first. You're not winning against that. And those are like the two ones, like 2016, 2017, where Yu-Gi-Oh! Started to get, I won a die roll, I won the game. The die roll was always powerful, but obviously people would win going second. I feel like there was no winning against Zoo and Pepe Bosch going second. It was just like, I lost the die roll. This game is so fucking cooked. Fuck you, Enrage. Did you also come out in the 80s? How do you see the future of retro Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you think a couple formats like Go, Edison, and maybe Redo are going to keep being popular, or do you think it's going to change as formats are figured out? I cannot predict the future, so I really don't know the answer to that question. Like, I really don't know. I have no idea what the future of retro Yu-Gi-Oh looks like. I'm only living in the moment of what it is currently, but like in terms of, because okay, how about this? How about trying to compare it to something that also has a retro scene? Smash Bros, which is a game that I love, I grew up with. Smash Melee, for example, is one of the most popular fighting games in the entire history of all fighting games. And it is super retro now. I think it just celebrated 25 years, 20 years, something like that. Melee is like over 20 years old. And no one who loves Melee and has been playing Melee sees Melee like dying. Like, Melee is here to stay. It is just a thing that there's a group of people in the world, and it's a big group. They just enjoy playing Melee, and they're going to continue to play Melee. And there's tournaments, there's grassroots. Obviously, Nintendo's not involved because they don't fucking care about Melee. But there's like a grassroots scene that is really big, and they consistently get events every single year, and thousands of people, no exaggeration, thousands of people show up to play this retro video game from over 20 years ago. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Retro Yu-Gi-Oh! Could be that. I'm not saying it is, but it could be that. Like, we're in the infancy, comparing it to Melee, we're in the infancy of retro. Konami just started supporting Retro Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2023. That was when Ultimate Time Wizard started. So, like, it's possible that we're a couple years in right now. We're like, I wasn't playing Edison before 2022. I don't know what it was like in 2021 and years prior. To me, Edison really started in like 2022, 2023. Like, that was when it really started. So you could say Edison has been around for a little over 3 years, in my opinion. Like real Edison, not when it was just like 60 people total in the entire world playing it. And it, you know, it's growing. Like, it's just getting bigger over time. And so, yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't predict the future, but I think that there's a chance that people will just continue playing it. The way they continue to play Melee and other retro games that I don't even know about. I still can't get over Genesis being an admission, pens, and links were a mistake. I can. Like, Konami is just ridiculous. Genesis format is so ridiculous. Just everything about it. It's just literally, it is an admission of guilt. It's like, we know our game is bad. And we also know why it's bad. Like, we know that Pendulums was an abomination because they literally fucking retconned the entire mechanic. Pendulum was so bad that they completely overhauled how it works. I think Pendulum is probably the worst thing that ever happened to Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, like before it got retconned, the worst thing that ever happened to Yu-Gi-Oh! Was Pendulum. Like, the whole Pendulum mechanic was so egregiously bad. Yeah, Shock Lock was pretty bad. But Shock Lock wasn't like literally lose the die roll. You are so absolutely outrageously cooked. Like, you did have Maxine Valor, which could actually inhibit what the wind-up player could do. And I feel like with Pepe Bosch and Zoo, it just felt like there was nothing that you could really do. Also, they randomly, like, Maxi, during Fusion Sub format, I think Maxi might have been semi-limited for some weird fucking reason. Designing a game to stay within the Edison power level is so tricky. I think it's possible, but with my game design, or with my game being so close to Yu-Gi-Oh!, I'm just trying to figure out ideas to avoid. Yeah, I mean, you could just literally look at pitfalls that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has had throughout the time. It's going to require a lot of research, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Has had some pretty egregious pitfalls. I just realized they were the undefeateds. They finished so fucking fast. Jinzo OTK does not go into time. If Jinzo OTK goes into time, somebody is stalling and it's not the Jinzo OTK player. I think the explosion of Edison has absolutely helped other retro formats. I agree. If Edison never popped off the way it did, I genuinely wouldn't even know that there's an Edison, like, or not Edison, that there's a retro Yu-Gi-Oh world. Like, if this didn't happen, if Edison didn't happen, I knew that, okay, so I knew that I knew that people play goats. I didn't know that there was an online community of goats. I just knew that people showed up to YCSs and they would have goat decks on them. And they would be like, yo, you want to play some goats? And they would just like play a couple games of goats. And that was literally my extent of understanding what retro Yu-Gi-Oh was for years. For literal years. And eventually, fixing my Yagami light. Eventually, Edison happens. And Edison opens the door of like, oh, this is cool. What else is there? And then you realize that there's a Tengu and there's a hat and there's this and there's toss and there's fucking goats and there's all these other things. And now you have websites like Format Library that I think are like, this is an insane website. I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh survives without these two websites. I think these two websites, it's this one. So I think EdisonFormat.com, which is the website that got me into Edison. Like, yeah, this was the main website. When I got Edison, this was like the website. This website, I would stay on this website all the time. This website is fantastic. I wish that it was upkept, but it was great while it lasted. Now we have Format Library. Format Library is just absolutely ridiculous. It has all these formats, bro. All this data. Then there's tournaments for all this shit. So if you do like playing Toss, you can just go and play Toss. Like, if you like to toss a salad, you can toss a salad. Like, whatever this is this salad? If this is your thing, if tossing salad is your thing, you can toss a salad in this format. Like, if that's not your thing, if you're more of like, you know, I don't care for my salad to get tossed or whatever, like, you can go to like Virtual World, whatever the fuck this is. You can be like, yo, I'm a Virtual World kind of guy, you know, like, I want to be in the Virtual World. Like, I don't like my salad tossed. I want to be a Dragon Link. You could do this, and like, there's just so much information. Bird up, whatever the hell that means, like elements, Darkwing, tier limits. Like, you can just play everything is just here, bro. You can be like, ooh, like, I want to play like a 12-minute turn, you know, like, that's what I like. I like that shit with me and my opponent both, like, we both sit there and go chain link 9, you know, like, I want to do chain link 9. That gets me off. And you can do that. You can do that and you can like that because Format Library exists. And I think that is worth a lot. As long as this website remains, like, it's pretty absurd. Is it not? Okay. But yeah, this website is the same. Like, genuinely. You have all these deck lists. Like, look, I can see every deck list of every person who entered the tournament. Like, I literally have a breakdown of every single deck that entered the tournament. There were 19 birds. If you look at this grid, you can kind of see that this is half the pie. You can see that if you just go from this Black Wings and go down to the Vayu, this is half the pie. Actually, is it more than half the pie? Oh, it's actually more than half the pie. I just started realizing, like, wait a second, this is actually encroaching on the left. Like, it's encroaching on the left. So for people who don't believe me, like, every tournament is going to be 50% birds, bro. Going back like 3 hours ago, or whatever, 2 hours ago. I do still enjoy Edison gameplay, yes. If I genuinely did not enjoy Edison gameplay, I would not continue to promote it and to play it and all of that stuff. Like, I would not continue to do content on Edison if I didn't enjoy the gameplay. I don't believe in indulging in things that you genuinely do not enjoy. I do not believe in that. I think it is a sign that something is very wrong with you. I tell people this all the time. If you are like watching a channel or partaking in a community and you genuinely don't like it, there is something mentally unwell about that. And you really should seek help. Like, I genuinely do believe that you should get help. Because there are some people who just like, for some reason, like, for example, I'm trying to think of a music artist that I don't listen to. But let's say there's a music artist that I don't listen to. You would never see me in the comment section of that artist's videos or anything. Because why would I be there? I don't listen to this music. I don't like this music. This is not for me. Why would I then be in their comments? That is a sign that you are mentally unwell. We realized Edison was peak. I got into Edison when all the cars decided to be expensive. Yeah, Edison has definitely gotten expensive if you want your deck to be pretty. The formats after Pepe and Zoo after Norden got banned were both pretty good in my opinion. Kind of like how Dino Rabbit format is cancer and then redo right after. Oh, you know what? Let me say that, sure. I'm glad you pointed out Dino Rabbit format. I think the worst formats I played were obviously Pepe Bosch is really bad. Even though I got third place at that YCS, I do acknowledge still that it was a really bad format. Fusion Substitute Zoo, really bad format. Dino Rabbit 2012, fucking awful. Especially if the conversation is about the die roll. Winning the die roll in Dino Rabbit format was so unhinged. Like, I genuinely hated that format, bro. I hated that year. I hated 2012. Edison is one of the most balanced formats. Most of Yu-Gi-Oh was tier 0 formats are only 3 good decks. I agree. I think that the reason why Edison is so popular, one of the reasons, because there's probably multiple, but one of the reasons I think Edison does so well is because it is very balanced. It's very hard to have a huge edge over any of the decks in Edison format. Like, we don't have a deck that literally just wins all the tournaments. Even the big three, like, they cycle around. There's 3 different, like, Hero Frogs, Black Wings, Vayu. They get their wins every year for the last 2 years, but they still go to, like, okay, Black Wings won this one. Oh, Hero Frogs won this one. Oh, Vayu won these 3. Oh, Black Wings won these 2. Oh, Hero Frogs won these 2. Oh, Vayu won these 4. Like, they do their little fucking dance, right? So you have these 3 decks that are, like, really dominant, but then every once in a while you get, like, a GB. You get a Lightsworn or Twilight. You get, like, Amaryllis, apparently. Stuff like that. And then you get a lot of different decks that top, because winning isn't everything. Like, winning is not, like, the decks that win are not the only decks in the format. They're not the only decks that do well. So you get, like, Diva Hero, Machina Control, Machina Hero, Amaryllis, Gigavice, Dragon Turbo, Gadgets with Horn of Heaven. Like, you get just so many random decks that actually do well. Junk Frogs, which Tim has topped like 4 or 5 times last year with. It is a very balanced format. I know some people like to hate on Edison for whatever reason. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But like, calling Edison not balanced or thinking that Edison isn't balanced is just lunacy. It is actually a very balanced format. Even the most broken shit like Froggo TK, Dragon Turbo, and Gigavice, they're all checked by their lack of consistency and their fragility. It's like a built-in check to those decks. Those decks do not run the format. No matter how much a modern Yu-Gi-Oh player will try to come into the format and just go to Dragon Turbo. I remember that was a thing for a while. Modern players would come into to retro and try to just like play Dragon Turbo and just realize that, like, yeah, it's good. It's not, you're not about to like turn this format into Dragon Turbo format though. So primarily we should just try to counter birds. My strategy, I said this to Marcus Hayden literally today. I literally said this to Marcus Hayden literally today. Every single tournament I play in Edison, I go in with my deck geared towards birds. I don't really cater to like the other decks that much. Like obviously have something for frogs, but I'm also a frog player. So like to me, a frog deck is a mirror match to a degree. But every tournament you go in, you should just be like, in my opinion, you should have your deck geared towards beating Black Wings, Vayu, and frogs. And then everything else, figure that shit out as you go. Like, that's just how I am. And because I'm on the frog side, I more so focus on the bird against birds, right? And I don't really focus too much into anti-frog stuff because frog players suck a lot of time. At YCS Houston, my bracket was 5 frogs and 3 GBs, and I literally beat every single frog player. Like, so I don't like, I just cater my deck, my list to like what I am worried about, and I'm only really worried about the other big 3 decks. If I'm being completely honest, I'm playing one of the big 3, and I'm only worried about the other big 3 decks because I know for a fact, this is no bullshit, these decks are just better than the other ones, and I'm probably going to beat the other decks because my deck is better than theirs. And like, yes, I can get unlucky and things can happen, but for the most part, I know when I sit down in front of my opponent, like my deck can compete with whatever deck they're playing, and might even just be better than whatever deck they're playing, flat out. So it's like, I just don't think that you need to do too much to try to beat every deck in a format because that's not realistic. You have to accept that there are some decks that are just like, yeah, I might get caught off guard here. But realistically, tournaments are small as shit when you think about their sample size of rounds. You play like 8 rounds. Like, that is nothing. You might not run, there's a chance you go to Raleigh and you run into literally 0 GBs. Like, I know everyone's talking about GBs and I've been memeing about it being the, you know, GBs 2026. But I'm literally memeing, right? I'm a content creator. My whole life is like clickbait and hyperbole. But if I'm speaking candidly with you guys and just being honest, it's like, you don't really need to cater your deck to specifically beat GBs right now. Like, I just don't think that we're there. Because the reality is you really might not play a single... There's a good chance you don't play a single one. There's a very good chance. Especially a good one. You absolutely will play against birds and frogs, though. You will not go untested. In the words of the great John Kramer from Saul, I think that's his name. And in the words of the great and late John Kramer from Saul, who they keep resurrecting, you will not go untested. You will play against birds. You will play against frogs. Those are guaranteed. Death, taxes, frogs, and birds. Here, have this one in the background. I absolutely fell out hearing. I want Chain Link 9. That gets me off. What's up, Uzu? Oh, man. Why are Black Wings so good when Consecrated Light exists? Okay, let me scroll down before I say something about that. 2012 is when decks started getting too powerful and combo heavy. Yeah. Wind Up Hand Loop was ridiculous. Inzektor's punishing you for playing the game. Inzektor's was literally GBs on crack. The Inzektor deck is literally just GBs on absolute fucking crack. So I agree. 2012 is when Yu-Gi-Oh! Officially started to get, in my opinion, really bad. Like, Wind Up Loop, taking your opponent's hand before they get to play. Dino Rabbit, go first, set up an Omni Negate. Like, when we started having gameplay like that, like, oh, he just set up an Omni Negate turn 1. Fuck me. Yeah, it's weird. Justice Punch, you are correct. 2012 and 2013 were major increases in power level, but 2014 was really balanced. 2014 was the last time we were balanced, I feel like. I feel like we started to get really out of hand after that. I like 2015 as well. I like Shaddolls and Necrons and stuff like that. Necrons got a little toxic with the Genlock. That was pretty toxic. But like 2014, weirdly, the game just kind of like slowed down from Dragon Ruler, Spell Book of Judgment, you know, Dino Rabbit, Omni Negate bullshit. And then it just 2016 happened. Literally 2016 happened. Okay. So that was Brant versus Poppy Churro. And then Patrick Star versus Fonte. Didn't we start off watching that? So we have one more round. I'm going to continue to read some chat. Yu-Gi-Oh was never meant to have one card starters that do everything you need in one turn and create unbreakable boards. Isn't that so? That's like Snake Eye Ash was a one card starter, right? It just did everything. I had Chris LeBlanc on the channel. He's like a 7-time YCS champion or some shit, and he tried to show me Snake Eye. You can go to that video. I had a very unpleasant experience, and you can tell if you know me, and you guys, I feel like at this point you probably know how I am a bit, and you probably are good at reading my energy and my facial expressions and stuff like that. I was not having a good time. I genuinely had a bad time. It wasn't because of Chris. It wasn't because of him. It was because the gameplay was so fucking bad that I just couldn't believe it. And then our opponents were like quitting on us because I was not fast. So he's like telling me what to do, and the turn is taking way too long. Like I was just sitting there like, there's no fucking world this is a real thing. Like there's no world. There's no world. This is taking so long. And then I thought we were done because we made a board that had like a bunch of shit on it, and then he was like, do this next. And I was like, what? He was like, we're not done. And then the opponent like quit. And he was like, yeah, we're not done. I was like, but we already have 5 monsters on the field. Yeah, but we could have more. But why? Because we can. Keep going. He quit. Keep going. And that's when I realized, I was like, this isn't for me. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't need that. Y'all can have it. That shit, like Snake Eye Ash, I'm pretty sure that's like the definition of like a 1-card starter. I'll pass. And then like Ryzel, was it Ryzel Ice? Is that the one? Isn't Ryzel Ice like outrageous? Isn't it like if you draw Ryzel Ice, you just do the most? Keep going on a bingo card, homie. Call it the LeBlanc. Not the LeBlanc. What the fuck? Why is this not updating? Because he definitely reported. Did this break? Okay. For some reason, it didn't do it when he did it. All right, round 5. All right, this is the last round of today. Swiss, whoever has the best record is just going to be the winner. So I did Swiss today. I liked Swiss because if you want to test, there's a major tournament coming up in 2 weeks, right? So if you want to test, Swiss is great for testing. Double elimination is a little long, especially for 21 people. Double elimination will literally take like 6 hours. Don't have time for that on a random Tuesday. And single elimination is just like if your goal was to test, it's not really great to do that. So yeah, this is for testing. This is for people who like, I want to try some shit out. I'm going to a major soon, or I just want to play some Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't really care if I like win the whole tournament or not. I just kind of want to play Yu-Gi-Oh. This is for you. I'm saying that like you guys haven't played Swiss tournaments in your life or some shit, but you never know who's watching the channel, right? You never know. There's like 120 people watching right now. You never know. There might be somebody who literally is dipping their toes into Edison. They don't really know how everything works. In fact, we had somebody in chat who was like, I don't really know how this works. So sometimes I'm speaking to like that part of the community, not necessarily like the people who are veterans and know everything already. Because you got your fucking degree and you know everything. Where are Tim? I want Tim and Patrick Star. That's what I want. I want it and I'm gonna get it. Whoops. I want you and I need you. Okay, I have the other duel queued up on the left. Let's catch up with chat. Insectors was also punishing wind-up loot because they can still play with 0 cards was the only thing keeping wind-up in check. Dark Strike Fighter was one of the first cards you knew Konami made that card just to sell packs. It got banned after 1 format. No way they thought the card would survive more than 1 format. Was Torgod 2012? That was when Torgod was 2011. Because Tengu was 2011. So Torgod was 2011. 2017 almost killed Yu-Gi-Oh! The Jin being Edison and doing absolutely nothing is kind of sad. Maybe it can do something, but do we want it to? Lad is an Edison format. Lad is just, it's good. It's not like real. We don't really have like reality warping. Like everything has, there's a check to everything in this format. Like everything gets checked. If your deck is like super combo, it's probably either fragile, defenseless, or inconsistent. If your deck is like super consistent, but it lacks a ceiling, so it's just kind of like hero beat, like yeah, your deck is consistent, but what are you doing besides summoning this vanilla over and over and hoping that that works and getting FTK by, like I said, Duke Frog or something? If your deck is really powerful, it usually lacks consistency. If your deck is super consistent, it usually lacks power. The decks that have a perfect balance of both power and consistency are the big three. I feel like Lad would be so strong in Edison, weird. I mean, it is strong. It's not the easiest to summon. Even in like frogs, it is a commitment. Like you can't, like Treatment Frog by itself, you need more. So it's a commitment to summon. And weirdly, there's a lot of like chainable things that people can do and often do to beat Lad. Deep Prison is super played. Bottomless is super played. You could do silly stuff like activate Depression for no reason. Chain Bottomless. It's now dead. When they attack, activate literally anything, chain D prison. So, you know, there's counterplay to it. There's also things like Vayu effect over and over. There's Treeborn effect over and over and over again. There's Lightsworn effect over and over and over again on the end phase. There's Honest effect over and over and over again. There's counterplay to Lad. Lad is not like some card that it comes down and it's just like, oh, that's the game. It's Appaloosa. It's just GG. Yeah, DDV is reality warping. DDV is 100% reality warping. You have to consider DDV before you build your deck. DDV. Yeah, when people ask me if there was any card that I could get rid of in Edison format, it would be Deck Devastation Virus. It literally is so reality warping. A lot of decks are just either not really competitively viable, or like you just lose on the character select screen because of DDV. Like you want to play your deck, but it's like that deck loses DDV, and unfortunately for you, half of your matches are going to be against Deck Devastation Virus, if not more, because there could be decks in this section that play it too, but half of your fucking experience is going to be Deck Devastation Virus, and it could be more. You could be like me, who plays in tournaments, and I keep running into fucking. I have tournaments where I play like 5 birds. If I could remove a few cards from Edison Legality, which would you remove? Definitely DDV, as I already said. Trap Dash is pretty fucking toxic. Honestly, those are the only cards that I really just don't like, because they probably contribute to the most amount of non-games. So cards that contribute to the most amount of non-games are the ones that I would be like. Brain Control is fine. Like, Brain Control is broken, it's very powerful, but I think it's one of those cards that, like, it's just a good card, and you need good cards. Like, you should not get rid of every card that's just like, oh, it's just good. Oppression is also fine. Oppression is nowhere near as ignorant or toxic as DDV is. DDV doesn't even read like a real Yu-Gi-Oh card, bro. You look at your opponent's hand for 3 fucking times. Like, what are we doing? What'd he do? Let me check some shit out real quick. Well, it appears that Rodneck thinks that my Jank format ban list is good. He says it looks like it's going to work as intended because his Jank decks Cloudians, Dinosaurs, Volcanics, Crystal Beasts. I don't know what the fuck, Dragon Queen. I don't know what it, but he said it looks like all of that is going to be playable, which is a good indication for me that it's working as intended. So that's good. I can't wait to show you guys this. I cannot wait for you guys to see the Jank ban list, and then we're gonna have our first Jank tournament. I think I'm gonna go shoot for March, and like for the big one, maybe February, but it might be too soon. But if not February, 100% March. I want to do something in Q1, and the tournament already has a $550 prize, $500 from myself, $50 from my boy Steven DeBreo, aka Caveism. He committed to $50 earlier today when I started the stream, so we're already up to a $550 prize pool for the first Jank major event that I plan to have, or like not major, but you know what I mean, like big tournament. I wonder how GOAT players feel with Delinquent Duo, 3 Trap Dust Shoot, and 3 Solemns. Honestly, you could just ask them. I wonder how they feel too. I don't know, because I don't partake in that community, but I'm sure that some of the players have a very strong opinion about that exact topic of like triple solemn, triple dust shoot, and all that shit. I can't even excuse me, I can't even conceptualize triple dust shoot, triple solemn. Like my brain, the idea of triple dust shoot, bro. My God, like getting consistently dust shooted. It just sounds wrong. But so many people love that format, and I'm like, maybe it's just fine. But conceptually in my head, because of how powerful dust shoot is in Edison, that's because Edison has more powerful cards. Dust shoot is just ridiculous. You should look at format library and ban the top 100 played cards. Do they have that? I know they have a thing that shows like deck percentage or something like that. Oh wait, here we go. Deck gallery? Is this it? No, this is not what I'm looking for. Do they have a thing that shows that? Leaderboard. This is just like, this is literally the leaderboard of people. Boundless leaderboard, event gallery, deck gallery. Hey, look, recent events. The IMNerd. Bringing Destruction is demonic and GOAT. It wins 80% of games. That's crazy. GOAT's most powerful cards are spells. That makes sense. Here's a fun question for you guys, chat. I want honest answers only. What do you think wins? Like the best decks from GOATs or the best decks from Edison if they were going head to head? Like, do you think the big three in Edison beats the big three in GOATs? I don't even know what the big three in GOATs is. I know Chaos Turbo, and I don't know what the fuck the other thing is. Like, what do you guys think? Genuinely, do you think that Edison's best decks beat the best decks in GOATs or vice versa? Like, what do you think? I would love to hear, who do you vote for here? Do you think the best GOAT decks beat the best? Like, do you think that Vayu Turbo beats on Chaos Turbo and Warriors and like whatever the other deck is? No, they're not changing deck lists to beat each other. They are literally playing the exact lists that are commonly played in both those formats. You're not making a list to beat Frogs. You're not making a list to beat Chaos Turbo, whatever that means. You are just playing the decks literally as they are. I might make this into a series. You guys know I love doing shit like this. I might just do a little series where like I have literally, like I just said, Vayu Turbo versus Chaos Turbo, for example. Vayu Turbo or Black Wings versus Warriors or something, and like we just see what happens. I'm very curious. Chaos Turbo, Warrior, and Reasoning Gate versus Blackwing, Vayu, and Frogs. Edison wins and it's not close, says Enraged Peacock. Okay. The format with the extensive extra deck wins. Extensive extra deck. So technically in GOATs, don't they have an unlimited extra deck or some shit? That would be a fun watch. Are you guys interested in this? This concept of like the best decks in GOATs versus the best decks in Edison? Goats could get lucky a handful of times, but in the end, Edison outpowers goats. I played against my friend from a 2015 format, and I still won with Reasoning Gate Turbo. The 96 Bulls versus the 2016 Warriors. This sounds like an awesome series. There's actually a few videos on Edison decks versus Goat decks, Frazier. So I want to do my own. I don't want to like see that and then be, you know, get the answer that way or be biased towards it. I want to just like experience it. Cause right now I don't like, okay, if I'm being honest, right? If I'm not trolling, I think Edison is going to win. I think Edison is going to, I think the best decks in Edison will beat the best decks of Goats. Obviously I'm biased. I am a Edison player, but I also just think like, we're talking about 5 more years of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like 5 years later of Yu-Gi-Oh! That is so much fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Later. That's 5 years of development against, like, don't get me wrong, 2005 has unhinged cards. You have Pot, Graceful Duo, Triple Dust Shoot, Solomon, all that shit. But like, Edison is wild. I think it'll be really fucking good. And I actually want to see it. I don't think it's a curb stop situation, but I do think that Edison wins. I don't think it's like, oh, it's gonna be like Edison spites, and I also don't think Goat, even if Goat wins, right? And let's say I'm wrong and Goat is like the best Goat decks are just better than the best Edison decks. Also, if we're talking about best Edison decks, like I have to put Froggo TK in the conversation. Like, if I'm being genuine here, Froggo TK has to be in the conversation. And I'm just like, in what world? In what world, bro? Like, in what world do you just have to deal with, like, triple dupe? Like, there's 3 dupe frogs and a flip-flop on the field. Like, what, like... I don't know. Like, I just don't know. You know what I mean? Like, also GBs, right? Like, it gets to a point, chat. Like, because GBs is one of the best Edison decks too, right? It gets to a point. Late night, thank you for the sub. It gets to a point. It gets to a point where I just feel like Edison wins. I gotta say. It's going to be sacky. It's going to be like nonsense, but I kind of want to see this. I kind of want to see it. I think I even want to throw a tournament where I force the players to choose either Goats or Edison. Like, I force people to choose. And I also, if you choose like Goats, for example, these are the deck lists that you can choose from, and you have to choose one of them. Because I don't want people making anti-frog decks in Goats, and I don't want them making anti-warrior toolbox decks for, like, I don't want that. I want people, I just want you to play the fucking decks the way they are. You go in format library, and I want you to fucking, you know, I'll simulate it, right? Like, this is what I want. Okay, format, because we're not really watching that game anyway, right? Goat, this is the recent Goat, oh no, hold on, that's not what I want to do. This is the recent Goat tournament. All right, here's a winning deck list. This is a warrior deck. So if you play warriors, like, you basically have to play this or something like this, right? Like, it can't be fucking metagamed for frogs or something, whatever that means. I don't even know what that means for Goats. Like, what the fuck can Goats even do? But that's what I want to find out. Like, if you want to play Chaos Turbo, you have to play something like this. And I just have, like, these are the, you know, here's your Hero Frog deck, here's your Vayu Turbo deck, here's your Blackwing deck, here's your GB deck, here's your Froggo TK deck, and then here's your Chaos Turbo, here's your Panda Burn, here's your Reasoning Gate, here's your Warrior Toolbox, and then what, I don't know if Goat even has a 5th one, but Earth Beatdown, here you go. Chaos Turbo, Warrior, Goat Control, Panda Burn, Earth Beat, something like that, whatever. Reasoning Gate could be in here for one of these. Yeah, like you like, if you're playing Reasoning Gate, like, you have to do some, you know, I don't know if this is like standard, but whatever standard it is. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fucking amazing. I bet my money on Edison, but like Goat has a good shot, yeah. Cross bandless, Go versus Edison would be dope. Have like a mini tournament for it too. How does Goats even deal with Forgs? 5 more years of bandless slowing down the game though. Did it slow the game down though? I feel like, okay, I feel like games in Edison end quicker than they do in Goats. Like in terms of the number of turns and interactions played or whatever, I feel like in Edison we be getting to it. I always say in Goats, if a spy gets flipped, you can add 10 minutes to that game. Like if a spy resolves in Goat format, that game is now 10 minutes longer. Let's see. 70-30 Edison. I think Edison wins, but I'll try to cook. What the fuck your Blade Knight going to do to a Whirlwind Shura? Yo, summoning Blade Knight at all is kind of a funny concept. Triple Solemn is enough for Goat to win against some modern decks. I don't think Goats can beat a single modern deck. I don't think Goats can beat a single mod. You can have your triple solemn, triple deck, you can have whatever you want. I don't think Goats can beat a single. Are you talking about like when you say modern, you're talking about 2025 decks against Go for? I don't think Goats beats a single modern deck, and I don't think it comes close. I don't think it's remotely close. I think it's a fucking absolute curb stop domination. Like, get the fuck out. You just like absolutely creamed. Cold Stone Creamery. Oh my god, Blessed Bacon, thank you for the $50. Okay, so now we have an even bigger prize pool for the Jank series. Thank you for that. Oh my god. You want to stick to a nuclear war. Ghost just plays stall burn to win. Stardust alone blows out so many cards. Teledat clears both, by the way. Okay, we're not talking about Teledat. BLS banishes your flip-flop face down. They have to preemptively flip oppression, a substitute, and Goat. That's funny. Oh, yeah, oppression doesn't function the right way, right? Oh, man. Bro, Spy is a house and Goat to get over 2k defense. Warriors have an interesting matchup versus Vayu. Burn won the last Goat format Worlds. Really? Events. Goat. So this is like the winning. Like this could be included in the deck. Like this is like if people want to play this on the Goat side, if this is what they want to enter with against Edison, I'm fine with that. I don't care. I just want an equal number of decks from both. So if there's going to be 6 Goat decks now, then there needs to be 6 Edison decks. So you get like Froggo TK, Hero Frogs, Vayu, Blackwing, Vayu. So the big 3 is like, just say this: the big 3, Glad Beast, Froggo TK, and you could do like if you want to do Lightsworn, or you want to do Diva Hero because Diva Hero makes Stardust super fucking easy, or you want to do like some Titanial deck or something, or I don't know, like whatever. I don't really care. They just need to be like the same list. Like everyone has to basically be playing, because I don't trust people to not try to metagame it, and I don't. That's like against the spirit of what I'm trying to do. Who won? Looks like Tim won. Tim has been killing it lately. So I did go to game 3 though. You know what? I'll just put the replay on, because this is the last round. I feel like whoever won this won the tournament anyway. Yeah, so Tim didn't lose today. Junk Frogs. Junk folks. Is that a fucking main deck Dust Tornado? What the shit? Tim out here cheating, bro. Tim, you main it. Oh, Dust Tornado makes sense because you play Ultimate Offering. I'm about to pull up Tim's deck right now. Well, yeah, Tim really out here main deck Dust Tornado. Like, it's really in his deck list. Which, again, it does make sense, though. Like, what is GOAT going to do against the Gigavice board? If Gigavice pops off, GOAT has a negative chance of winning. To be fair, if Gigavice pops off in Edison, we also don't have a chance. So it's like, we're all equal in that. Like, it's not really an indictment against GOAT format to be like, oh, you can't deal with Gigavice boards. Like, neither can we. We're all happy that Gigavice is a bricky mess, because if it wasn't, this format would have been ruined. Like, the fact that Gigavice just doesn't play some ridiculous number of games and just kind of sits there getting poked with a stick is good. A modern starter deck 2-0's GOATs. If you include Frog FTK, it's only fair that library FTK is also allowed. I will enter if so. What the fuck is Frog FTK? Frog FTK is not in... It's not a deck. Modern steel sides, solemns, and solemn variations to stop a normal summon or first special summon for going first. The opponent just folds to that pretty often. I think you are severely underestimating how ridiculous like, if you think that modern Yu-Gi-Oh will lose to GOAT format, you are like not tapped into. I actually don't trust anything you say. If you think that GOAT format beats any part of modern Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't trust anything you say as a person. I do not trust a single thing. GOAT kills Black Wings by just being able to play trade and set 3 burn cards to kill you next turn. Honestly, I don't even for the spirit of the video or whatever, or for the spirit of the tournament, I kind of don't even need side decks to be a thing. Like, they can just kind of play like we're just seeing these decks at their whatever ridiculousness, just go at it. Like, I just want to see them go at it, because I feel like I have to think about it more, because this is just like a random idea that sprouted into my mind a second ago, literally. But put music on real quick. Is there anyone even playing still, or am I done? Oh, I think I'm actually done. Look at that. All right, I'm going to show Tim's deck real quick. I don't even know if I need starter decks per se, or not starter decks, side decks. How should I go about showing this? 1 second, chat. Okay. Okay, so here's Tim's deck from tonight. So this is the winning deck list from the tournament. So it's Junk Frogs with double Destalos, triple Sphere of Chaos, triple Caius, of course. We have a Death Frog in there, which makes sense. Draw Synchron, Death Frog makes level 8s. It's also searchable, also beats over GBs and all that nonsense. Got the Unifrog in there because Tim is smart. Triple Soul Exchange. Oh. New technology. Soul Exchange Destalos is one of my favorite things in life. Also, Soul Exchange Spirit Chaos is also really good. We got one Water Art. Yeah, this is... No notes. I like this. I actually like this a lot. Yeah. Side deck. Double Moment of Extermination. This card stocks are up right now. I think this card's also just good. Breaker. Yeah. Solid. Super solid. Junk Frogs. I mean, Tim's like the only person in the world who plays this deck, so there's that. Anyway, back to Goats versus Edison. What's up, fuckers? One Yummy Lollipop is stronger than all of 2005. See, I don't even know what that is. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh plays 15 hand traps. Any Goat deck is getting cooked. Also, like, are we accounting for losing the die roll for Goats? If Goats ever doesn't win the die roll against modern Yu-Gi-Oh, like, what are we talking about? In Edison versus Goat, what rules we using? Honestly, I would just use the rules for, like, so how in Rage, Peacock said their oppression works. That's just the way it's going to work for them. And then Edison's oppression is going to work the way Edison's oppression works. I don't really think this is going to come up too much, but if you can think of scenarios where, like, their rulings are different, I don't really even know what are the main differences between the rulings in those formats anyway. They both have priority, so that's easy enough. I don't have a second favorite format. Colville. Modern be like negate everything with all my hand traps. Yeah, the side decks are built for decks that don't exist. Exactly. That's why it's not like the side decking aspect is not important. They can, if you take a list from Goat format or whatever, right? Like, so this Panda Burn list, this is your list. Like, you get this exact list. So this is the side deck you have. This is the main deck you have. Like, you're literally forced to play this exact list. If you choose to, like, I want to play the burn deck, this is what you have to play. That's your side deck. That's your main deck. You're not fucking changing it. I would just let Goat go first if I'm playing Modern. I don't give a fuck. Jesus. Willie said, I would let Goats go first if I'm playing Modern. Yeah, there's like no world Modern can lose to Goats. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I like, how long does it take to kill somebody in Goat format? I think we're underestimating just like how long it would take the Goat deck to even beat the Modern deck. Like, to actually like 8,000 them. Because if the Modern deck does any of its nonsense at all, it's 8,000. Right? Am I wrong in saying that? If Modern combos, it's always game. Like, it's just game, right? Like, it's just like, you fucking get cooked. I'm going to watch a Modern replay. Fuck this. What's the current Modern format, chat? Is it? No. Is it this? I don't care. I want to watch a replay from this. Come on, feet don't fail me now. Format library, no. No. Okay. How do I get to like current format? Like, where is that? Do they even have? I'm so confused right now. Okay, I'm going to go to Snake Eye. Yeah, I just feel like I can just do this. All right. So this guy, Paulo, actually won the YCS that I was at. All right, we're going to watch. Oh, wait, this doesn't have replays. Fuck. I want replays. Okay, what's this? All right. We're gonna see. Where are there replays? Yes. Okay, wait. 1 second. All right. You let me know what goats. All right. Tell me what goats does to this. Whatever this is that we're about to watch. Does goats deal with this? I don't know what's happening, by the way. I actually don't know. I'm not joking. I have no idea what's happening right now. But does goats deal with this? Does goats deal with this? You tell me, does goats deal with this? What part of goats deals with this? Yo, is this turn 1? Chat. Is this turn? Does goats deal with this? I just want to. Can someone please let me know if goats deals with this? Is this really turn 1? Does goats have anything for that? Hold on. I'm gonna pause it. Does goats have anything for what we just watched? That took 13 minutes, by the way. Very close to our rule of 15-minute turns. I guess that rule is for uninteractive turns though. They interacted a lot. They had chain link 9, so like lots of interaction actually. This is turn 1. Oh man, I just want to know. Oh, goats got it for sure. Goats clears this free. Oh man, I love this. I just want to know if goats keeps up with like modern Yu-Gi-Oh, because like this is modern Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, you just gotta let me know. Let me know, chat. Y'all let me know. Y'all be good. Okay, wait, hold on, wait. What's this? Does Ghost deal with this? Where's an event? Can I find an event? Do they not have events? Fuck, they don't have replays for this because nobody plays this fucking. These modern formats don't even see play. What's this? Hold on, I gotta find something. Hold on. Fire King? What the fuck is Go Rush? These are all real events. These are real people. These are real human beings. Cash tier. Okay, surely people play cash tier format. All right, I found something. Yes. Oh yes, baby. Does goats deal with this? Oh yes, baby. Does it deal with this? What is this? What's happening? I don't even know what this is. I just want to know, does goats deal with this? I don't know what's happening. I have no idea what the fuck they're doing. I swear on everything, I have no idea. I just want to know, does goats deal with what's happening on screen? I don't know what's happening. I just know that they're just doing too much. They already lost. Does goats deal with Cash Tira? Or does it deal with Shifter? Like a Shifter? Is Shifter just like not even a card? What's happening? Like what? Like why is this? This is ridiculous. I have no idea what they're doing. This isn't real. This isn't real. The fact that Super Poly is still like just out here. Oh man. Oh, I know what Fenrir is. Fenrir is like Stratos on crack. Fenrir is literally Stratos on crack. Why are they rolling dice and flipping coins? Oh, okay. What the fuck is this? I've never seen this in my life. What the? All right, game 3. All right, let me know. Does Goats deal with this? Does Goats deal with this? Chat. Be honest with me. Does Goats deal with this? Because I don't know what I don't know what's happening. Your Air Knight goes hard here. Why are there so many cards being banished face down? These are questions that I want answers to as well, Choo Choo Train. Imagine doing someone and they summon Kid Kalos off of it. What the hell is this? Shangri-La. Kashtira, Shangri-La. Kaleido Heart. Alright, I am almost certain that this Dino Wrestler Pankratops would solo the entire GOAT format 0 difficulty. I'm certain. This is enough to solo the entire GOAT format low diff. And I will hear nothing contrary. Shangri-La. If GOAT goes first, they may still get FTK by tier. My injection Fair Lily. Not my injection Fair Lily can deal with this. This looks like a job for Injection Fairy Lily. Shangri-La. All right, I've had my fun. This is the winning deck from tonight. Shout out to Tim. I'll send you your $20 in a little bit. Guys, I'm going to end the stream here, get some sleep. I got to do my Japanese lesson and I got to shower. So I'm going to do that. It's been great. First stream of 2026. We are so back, chat. We are so fucking back. Edison versus Goats. Got to figure out who wins. Edison versus Goat. Who wins? But all right. I'll catch you all later. Peace.